Today's episode of KFC Radio is brought to you by Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app. Jackpocket. Today's, let's see what we got. I'm going to open up the app. As always, show you how easy it is. Search for Jackpocket. It's already in my favorite apps. We just got over the $1.2 billion Mega Millions. We are at $285 million for Powerball, and we are at $95 million for Mega Millions. Imagine if the day you finally win like Mega Millions, it's like it just resets like 20 million. Oh my God! Imagine that would actually be a time where I'd be like mad about winning $20 million. It's like if this had just happened a week earlier, I'd have $1 billion, and instead I've got $20 million. Whatever though. Anything you're trying to win, whether it's the New York Lotto, the Take 5, the Win 4, Mega Millions, Powerball, Cash for Life, all of it is available on Jackpocket. You open up the app, you fund your account. I'll do a little Powerball action because $285 million ain't nothing to turn your nose up at. I'm going to do quick picks, $2, place order, confirm, and I'm done. That's it. I'm now in the running for almost $300 million. You can also get scratch-off tickets now using the Jackpocket app. So you can scratch that itch if you're in Texas, Ohio, Massachusetts, Arizona, and a few more. The one-stop shop for all lottery needs. You can do the scratch-off right on your phone, which is kind of counterintuitive because to me it's like you need that coin where you scratch off that weird gray like dust, but you don't have to get up. You don't have to leave the house. You don't have to go to the gas station. You don't have to go to the bodega. You don't have to. I hate the guy who's online at the bodega. You're just trying to get like milk and get in and out, and he's doing 500 lottery tickets and he's picking his numbers. And don't be that guy. Just download Jackpocket right on your phone. Get all your lottery needs available right on your couch. Download Jackpocket. Use promo code KFC for your first Powerball or Mega Millions free ticket. Powerball, Mega Millions, the biggest ones are the ones you get for free using promo code KFC only on Jackpocket.
What is your kid's bedtime?
You want to talk about it?
Like,
let's do it.
Okay.
Are we recording?
We're good. Mike checks.
What do you think my kid's bedtime is?
Okay, so I was thinking about
What do you
this.
think it is? What do you think it? And yeah, okay.
I don't know why I was thinking about a 5-year-old the other day. I don't know what that was.
It's not even like clip that. It's like,
So I'm sick. I don't feel good today.
Dude,
okay.
I walked into the studio. John was just sitting alone on the couches over there, just had his feet up, and he was just staring. And I was like, is Jackie Pavs in here? No, just you? And I go, what are you doing, man? He goes, I'm just sitting. How long you been here? He goes, about an hour and a half.
but then it's so much funnier in context of him being like, yeah, I like have conversations in my head.
Yeah, well, he better be because otherwise, what the fuck is he doing? And it's not like everyone else in the world sits around, but they have their phone out, whatever. He was literally just
waiting.
And he sits with such an upright posture.
Yeah, he does. He has good posture.
Then it's kind of like if you were like slumped, that would be less jarring than, I don't know.
Yeah, because if you're like, if I've been on the couch for an hour and a half, I'm basically like halfway to a nap. You know what I mean? John being like.
Yeah.
It's like Jason Bourne. It's just like
I was just waiting for the show to start. I knew you. I got
an hour and a half. I guess we were a
You're
little
like
late,
a Wii character, like in the waiting room.
Yeah.
When other people are around.
You guys weren't late. You guys,
Yeah,
in fact, you guys were early. I knew I was expecting to start at 1, and I was going to sit there for 2.5 hours.
That's crazy.
He's a crazy person. we had a bit of a. We'll get back to bedtimes in a second. I felt like we
Also
had
the 5-year-old thing.
yeah, the 5-year-old wink.
I did it to camera. It's cool.
So we just got back from Stanko's funeral, which was a very nice event. A bunch of Barstool people went, and it was very well done.
Yeah. You guys didn't bring a change of clothes, huh? Just decided to make me look like an asshole today. I've been very sick. I had a doctor's appointment. Okay.
Yeah, are you okay, by the way?
I don't know.
He was like, I haven't left my apartment since Thursday. And then he's just sitting there like a weirdo. He's just such a weirdo.
Yeah.
He's just like you're just like not fit for life, dude.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't it feel like he's kind of like an alien from a different planet and just doesn't know how to be a human?
Yeah. Or like he's like trying to act like
just like you just don't know.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to be like you're not doing a good job of covering
Yes.
it up.
It's like you're in Men in Black and you're like, I'm wearing this human skin suit and it's like, hello, I am human, I am here. It's just like you don't know what you're doing.
I didn't know any of this. Is this a common fucking opinion? That I suck at being a human?
No, but it's also like you don't like you just told me the story about the Snapchat stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
You just like don't care about the things that humans care about.
Oh, people care about that stuff.
There's a reason why the Snapchat show's doing it.
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
You just don't do it gracefully. You don't.
Yes, he's just like, I don't do this, or like you do what you're unapologetically yourself. Most humans are apologetic, you know. I mean, yeah,
I'm
you were
very
talking about Elon
apologetic.
Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and something else that was like wildly popular. You know,
God.
This also is exactly how an alien and a human so would respond. Be like, what, guys? What?
totally human. Well, because nobody was here because we were at the funeral, except for John.
Who is deathly ill, by the way.
Totally sick. I can tell.
Which is kind of worse than a funeral when you think about it.
Stanko would appreciate this. Yeah, like, John was, the Snapchat show is our daily, like, just like quick takes on current events, which I have not done in about 4 years. I haven't been asked in a long time. But they asked John to do it, and most people, it's like, just give like a 10-second take on it. And John's like, don't care, don't want to do this.
No, it was like it was designed.
They actually were funny takes, but it was like, yeah, if John was if you handed something like, let's fuck with John and give him shit he doesn't care about.
It was great. Like I think they just like, I think they were surprised by my
So the first one was
disdain
like,
for the topics.
The first one was like Elon Musk is implanting like 30 neural links into humans' brains. Or something
Elon Musk announced he wants to implant 30 Neuralink chips into humans' brains. I said, things Elon Musk announces are basically a list of things he's not going to do, so I wouldn't worry about that one.
That's a funny take, though. That's good.
That's
So, but it's already, it's funny, but it's like, okay, you're not playing by the rules. You're not giving me a take on it. You're just, okay, next topic.
I think it's next. Mark Zuckerberg, and I was like, oh, God, here we go. And it's like Zuckerberg said that 3.3 billion users use Meta. And I said, and the other 4 billion people on planet Earth have a relationship with their grandkids. And they were like, okay. Taking a different angle with this, I see. And then the last one, they're like, Frank McCourt, owner of the Dodgers in 2012, he might buy TikTok. And I was like, who gives a shit about it? Who gives a fucking shit? Who gives a shit? Like, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying?
That was your take?
You know what I'm saying? Who gives a shit?
What did he say? What did he say?
And they went, mind if we do a different one? They go, mind if we try another take? And I was like, I guess. Like, I don't fucking care. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares?
Guess what my next take is? I still don't fucking give a shit.
I think it was.
I'm sure they were like, great, like thanks, man. And then you left, and they were like, go get somebody else.
We're gonna need someone else to do this.
We'll wait for the funeral to be over. The one that John didn't go to. We'll get there.
I feel like I'm a big funeral guy.
You know who was a big funeral guy today?
Who? Paz?
Paz was stepping out in his jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Paz was borderline happy there was a funeral today.
That
so he's like,
might,
I get to wear my jacket.
Stanko's last gift to me.
It like that might be a reason why.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. Like growing up, if you asked what my parents did the most, I would say go to wakes.
Funerals? Oh, wakes.
I was like, they're at a wake every night.
I don't know if that's like an Irish family thing. I mean, bigger the family you have, more people that are available to die. But like, I feel like somebody was dropping every fucking like month in my life.
I thought it was just like something you did every week.
Right,
You went to a wake.
Like if you think about like the way people think of it as like funerals and weddings. I went to like 3 funerals and like 1,000 funerals.
I went to more funerals when I was 7 years old than I've been to weddings in my whole life.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just like an age thing and a bad luck thing, but I don't know. It's like I went to all my grandparents were dead by the time I was like 15.
I didn't even know people.
Yeah.
I remember my mom telling me how to, like we about to go through the receiving line.
That's what it might be. That's what it might be. Is that we maybe like bigger Irish families or whatever. It's like we shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I know it's polite and we're just showing up, but like we shouldn't be here.
My mom would be like in the receiving line. She'd be like, "Just tell a funny story about the time you hung out." I'm like, I don't
even know the guy.
who that is in the casket.
Well, that ties in nicely to Stanko's wedding, funeral because. So the priest made a comment that was like so many amazing stories here today, and if you have one, feel free to share it with the family after the funeral. They'll be in the back. I took that to think, I mean, like the close friends and family will go,
Yeah.
The whole church stayed. And it became like one gigantic wake, which was nice. And we all, Barstool was a very big part of Stanko's life, and it was actually a very big part of the funeral. They were talking about how much he loved the job. So there was something for us to say, to just be like, he was amazing and he was so great and he was such a big part of what we do. But like, I can't imagine if I was the family, I don't think I would want to have to do a whole another hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you think, all right, the funeral's done. Now we can go do like our thing as a family. But it was this, so the whole church, I don't know, every funeral I've ever, like, you just leave,
Yeah.
And actually there was a bagpiper, which was a nice touch, but he was playing for
the show.
He,
Guys, that's my cue.
he was playing for the entrance, and then he started to get ready to play for the exit, but nobody was leaving because they were all going the other way in the back of the church. And I don't know, it was a very like Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm moment where I was kind of like, are we all staying? Like everybody? Because I don't want us. Like,
I felt bad introducing myself. I was like,
well, then it was
"You
like,
don't
but then Dave was there, so Dave, I was like, if Dave's staying, I'm gonna, I'll stay. But then, and it's domino effect. It's like, oh, they're gonna stay, So all of a sudden, it was just like a bunch of us being like, I don't know, I'm supposed to stay and stay out of the family.
I had said this to you, but I didn't know Dave was going to go. That was very nice of him.
Yeah, it was a nice touch. It was good.
One of my favorite memories with Dave is at a funeral.
Whose funeral?
Pete Frady's.
What did you do?
Well, it was federal crime. It was the day a video leaked.
Oh, right. He was like at the funeral, right?
It was the night before, I think, and he had like taken the funeral was at BC, and he had taken like because we were in New York at the time, and I'd gone up for it. He went up for me, whatever. But we lived in New York, so we were visitors in Boston for it, and he had taken an Uber to BC, but I had a car for some reason, so. After the funeral,
right?
He was like kind of meandering to. I think he was going like the Dunkin' Donuts over, like at the bottom of Heartbreak Hill, and I was like, "Yo," I think I pulled up alongside him. I'm like, "You want to ride?" And he was like, "It felt like he was like." Yeah, please. Like, I don't know if it was like everything going on in his life or like just the fact that he didn't want to be walking to a Dunkin' Donuts.
I'm sure that was,
and so
when you got a sex tape out and you're just walking along the side of the fucking highway to go to Dunkin' Donuts, you'll jump in any
He's
goddamn
like, just
car.
anyone want to throw me a lifeline? Be great.
Hey, like physical, literal, figurative, all of that. Just yes, let me get in here.
And I think you get in the car and I just said something like, so that was wild. And just like, okay, referring to like the last 12 hours we've experienced kind of deal. And he just goes, yeah, if you had told me 10 years ago that one day I'd be at a pretty famous wake with the governor of Massachusetts and freaking out about my sex tape. Well, I don't know if he said freaking out or whatever he said, but he just like wouldn't have thought that was going to happen. And then we drove home in silence. I'm sure we talked. It's like any time with Dave. Like, yeah.
But that's a long ride. You drove back to
no, just back to Boston.
Oh, okay.
I
I
just
thought you
brought
meant
back
back to New York.
No,
in silence the whole way. Because that honestly, no matter how long that car ride was, it could have been back to Boston, could have been back to New York, could have been to goddamn California. You probably would have sat there in silence. That's funny. I think I was, if I remember correctly, I think I had to be somewhere. Do you remember what time of year that was by any chance?
Winter, fall. We were in big coats.
Yeah, because I feel like I was at the kids like Christmas. This thing. Yep. Good. Yep. I feel like I was at like my kids like winter pageant or something like that, being like. Because I don't think I knew it the night that it came out. But the next morning, I was like, I was in a church, being like, "Oh boy, yikes!" Looking at a couple other people who were like, like, yeah. What a moment! Federal crime.
Yeah.
Federal crime. The man's Teflon, bro. Think about how much shit he's gone through, and he's just like, just still out there like.
He dealt with it like beautifully. It was just like.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
In those situations. Well, also, a lot of the time that Dave's in the news, it's like he's the victim, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, he's never really done bad shit. It's always like people trying to say he's done something bad or something, risque or, whatever happening to him, but he was the victim there. So, he's able to just be like, stand his ground and be like, what the fuck is this shit? But yeah, he They should like rewrite PR based on guys like Dave. You know? Really, when you think about it, how many, like he was saying the other day with the Skip Bayless stuff, like they always tell you to be quiet and that you release a statement, you do all these things that are so. At this point, everyone's like, "Fuck you. We know you're lying, or we know that you don't care." Rather than just like come out and talk about it. But you have to like be innocent, or you know what I mean. He's always kind of like in the right. So, anyway. What time do you think my kids go to bed?
Yeah. Can we start the intro music to the show there?
Yeah. The episode begins now.
By the way, today's the day that those chair breaks.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Don't.
Are you going Dana?
Don't touch it.
You going Dana on us?
I think give it 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Are you
Like the food side of what?
Are you like?
Oh my god, the pew almost broke today, and all of us were kind of like.
The
Anyways,
pew
this
almost
is-
broke.
Like if the pew like made a sound, we all kind of freaked out. If that almost breaks, and then this chair almost breaks, I'm actually gonna kill myself because then that means
This fat bitch
I actually have
breaking
to-
every chair she sits on. If a
that'd be
pew broke at a funeral, it would be.
And it was like right in the
moment.
middle of the speeches of Steve's speech. We were just like, this would not be a good time. It was so
Yeah.
sad.
We were on the way back. We were talking about what was Caroline's idea to like play. Caroline was at the funeral, so to like play songs at your funeral was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Like a
song?
song. To
Wait,
like,
real quick. Did I ever tell you about the time I went to Pete Fraser's funeral in Covington?
It was cool that you made time for that guy on the internet, but you know.
Whatever. Do your kids go to bed at 8 o'clock?
No, wait. Back to Caroline's funeral idea was what?
She was saying, what song do you want at your funeral?
Like,
But
but like
you get
a
to pick your own song, like a normal
your own song.
song.
yeah, instead of like a hymn or a funeral song, church song, you pick like a song.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
I don't even know what that is, but I like it.
You don't know what Jimmy Buffett is?
I don't,
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess I should have known it from the title there. But
It's a bit, I think it's the only words in the song. I like mine with lettuce and tomato.
I would have guessed that was like some fucking Panic at the Disco song. It's like, you know, like they have those long ass fucking, you and your emo and those long ass titles. What would you do?
I don't know. I didn't come up with it.
Like with the intent of like, it's like, you know, making people a little like, whoa, this is weird.
Well, I was saying anything Bruno Mars. Just go.
Bruno Mars.
Hit me with whatever
No.
you got.
Isn't it funny, by the way, we don't really talk about the fact that Bruno Mars is like an indentured servant to that Vegas casino.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
but they just like came out with it like he just like was like that's not true. But I don't know.
But
if
also,
that's
like,
true.
he's not, you can't be, not Jimmy Buffett. Bruno Mars is like a billionaire. Didn't he own like $50 million?
My man likes to throw that cash around.
You know what's so crazy is you see that Sydney Sweeney. They were like, "Yo, why are you working so hard?" And she was like, "Cause it's so expensive to be a celebrity. Like, do you know how expensive that is?" I was like, "If Sydney Sweeney is struggling for money,
Well, you know, like a lot of what's going on with the wildfires is like, yes, some of it is tone deaf, and some of those people, like I think Beyonce's mom was like crying about like her, like she has like some little getaway like shack, you know, little like, and she was crying about that. And,
But that's fair.
right,
You can cry about stuff.
Yeah.
Totally,
when you,
totally.
like-
No, but I can understand though if you're like my Malibu house burned down, but like you know my house on the.
But
whatever.
it's still like, yeah, all my belongings, all my memories of this house are sad. That's sad.
Agree. Like if you cannot cry or be upset about your house burning down, I don't know. Like I can.
It's like the ultimate metaphor for your life's a mess. Like, oh, everything's burning down around. Like, it's what we use our whole life to describe.
yes, it's the gift.
ultimate
it's the meme,
despair.
it's
and
the-
then you're
yes.
like actually,
short of like dying,
Yeah.
it's like the worst thing that can happen to you.
Yeah.
You know? But like a lot of these people too, it's like, first of all, you put probably a lot of your wealth into your house. So like you might have a lot of money, but it's a $10 million house, but like you probably, like, it's like everything is just relative. If you lost your house right now as a regular person, because it costs $700,000 now, whatever. And everything levels up, but they lose a $10 million house. It's still a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Even beyond just the idea. Yes, you get to be upset if you lose all of your earthly belongings. But
I would not be. I don't think, but I don't fault people for being.
I think it's more. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I empathize with it. But when people are like, I have memories in that house, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
that does not.
We just moved out of my childhood home like
It's
2
like
years
whatever,
ago
dude.
now,
To me, that's just a room
I
and
don't care.
and a house, but other people feel.
I
way
had thought
about it.
again. I obviously do not fault anyone for being emotional about it, but I was like, I think I'd be kind of sick.
to lose your house in a fire.
But again, like I don't have a family. I like
Alien.
is
Like not human.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I mean, I would complain about the process of having to get a new one.
I was gonna say,
But,
dude, you're not
like,
thinking this through.
and like dealing with insurance stuff like
Yeah.
that. But like, I'd be like, I don't know,
Bro,
I'll get
imagine-
new stuff. Like,
imagine-
you know what I mean? Like, you have insurance, I'll get new stuff. It's just gonna suck.
Well,
until
most people
then.
don't though. the State Farm fucked those people
Yeah, I
over.
saw a little bit of that.
I mean, I don't know what to do there. Where it's like we can't keep insuring these houses. We know they're gonna burn down.
Yeah.
It's like the same way you can't get insurance if you're sick. It's like you have a house in an area that is gonna burn down in a state that is like deprioritizing safety.
Dude, I read an article in Time. It was called like "The Future is Uninsurable," and it was basically it was like it was pretty damning statistics, like where it was like so there's a thing called the FAIR Act, FAIR. I forget what it stands for, but it's basically like it insures houses that are uninsurable, and they're gonna go way over budget this year in California. Like,
yeah.
I think it's like, I everything. Go read the article yourself. Everything I'm saying is from memory. Obviously, I didn't study it. I think it was something like the FAIR Act is set up, but like they know if they have to pay out more than $50 billion, they're in trouble, and like they're probably gonna pay out $250 billion for this, and they're like, and then basically,
And what happens, though?
the rest of the state will have to pay.
And then they just go print more money and just.
Which
you
is
know what I
why I guess people can be. I don't know, whatever. I'm not gonna get into people's emotions, but everyone's premiums will go up statewide, and then all
mean?
that.
Yeah,
Will
I mean
be
the
used to-
ramifications of this are fucking crazy.
But it was something like in 2003, let's say there were like 12 states that had FAIR Act locations, and now it's like 30 in like 20 years, and it's like they're like, yeah, it's becoming pretty hard to insure everywhere for reasons.
Yeah, I
Be
mean,
it
but
hurricanes,
if
tornadoes,
you live in
floods,
Florida,
fires.
you're going to get hit by a hurricane a year, like almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
If you live on the West Coast, you're in the earthquake zones, you're in the wildfire zones, there, mudslides, all that shit. Like, you can't insure something that you know for a fact is gonna, insure everybody.
It's a bad debt.
I saw something that said like I think it was 1993. It was like Parkland fires or something like that. It was like a huge deal. It lost 700 homes, and this was at like 10,000.
Really?
It's like unimaginably bigger than any other wildfires. Like, I mean, we hear about wildfires like every year, and this one's like that much bigger.
It's
and
why I don't
worse.
get why people always, not that the Northeast is very populated, so it's not like people rule it out. But when other people are talking about, their region, they're like, I'd never live in the Northeast. Too cold.
It's cold. That's it.
I'm like-
honestly, that's it. It's like you are gonna get
like
rocked by a
5 days a
hurricane.
year, it's pretty cold.
Yeah, right.
Aside from that, it kind of rules.
I
Like-
mean, you're fire, hurricanes, earthquakes, all of the bad stuff.
Right.
None of that.
We're the only region whose environment isn't actively trying to kill us.
But honestly, that's how much motherfuckers hate the cold. It's just like I don't want to wake up in the morning and it be cold.
I actually was. I don't think I brought it up when I was in Vermont, which I missed this weekend because I was super sick.
Still mourning Pete or whatever his name.
What's that?
Still mourning Pete, whoever.
Pete Frady's, yeah.
Frady's.
Yeah.
Yeah, disrespectful.
Don't disrespect the
Still
dead,
mourning that
Jackie.
fucking guy. I think I have like reverse sad, the seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, you like it in the winter.
I just don't. I need snow. I have to be around snow because otherwise, because I do agree, pointless cold is pointless. Like, but snow rocks, and I'm in such a better mood around snow.
Snow rocks.
Snow fucking rocks. Dude.
There is something to me. I don't enjoy it, but like, it's just a part of life. And if it wasn't there, like bundling up when it's cold, putting on a fire, like we talked about last week, like if that just was not a thing, I don't know. It's just like that's just not life to me. I can't imagine.
I have serious
like,
FOMO over snow days. Like, never got that.
Yeah. That kind
Wish
of
I
stuff
did.
is like part of life. All right.
Yeah, I have a bad history.
How cold where do you live back home?
Like Northern California.
Yes, you get cold, right?
It would get cold, but like 40.
Yeah. But that that's as long as there's some change, you know what I mean? I just feel like there's just seasons, literally, obviously. But then like your life is seasonal. It's like, all right, we're gonna go to the beach for these couple months.
You get to be a new person every 3 months.
different
It's
person
amazing.
every
You
season.
live
Yeah.
a different life. It's just like if you're in California, it's just the same. Christmas time looks exactly the same as the summertime. No, no.
I'm a
You know?
completely different person in December than I am in June. It's
Totally.
awesome. Very fun. It's exciting. I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel a
something
shift.
new
I'm like,
to
ooh,
do.
time to be a new
Otherwise,
person.
I would just be like, I've been doing the same thing for like 1,000 days in a row. You know?
Granted, this is very alien-y, but we're all saying it. So we're like, I gotta be a new person today.
It is
I'm
kind of
shedding
like,
into a new being.
in California, it's like the same, just like a little colder, and you're just like a little sadder, and then it's just kind of like drips into, and then everything, and then you just
Yeah.
kind of like look around, and you're like, it's really kind of not.
But even
That's
even
what I
when it
felt
gets-
like always until Vermont. When you're in the snow, you're like, well, there's a point to all
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
that for sure. But even like when it's like the bomb cyclone is hitting or whatever that polar vortex is hitting, then it's like, oh, all right, I'm hunkering down for
Yeah.
like 5 days. You know what I mean? We're gonna get all the food and all the firewood and like we ain't going outside. That's fun too.
Yeah.
I don't. I guess.
Honestly, like it kind of like there. I see a lot of people in LA talking about like the sense of community and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that always happens after a tragedy and disaster. But like, you kind of get it more often,
Bro.
We're like, oh, there's a storm coming. We got to be like, everyone's got to hunker down. We're all in this together. We got to fight the weather.
But you know
like,
what? I don't like this California slander. That's
Oh, there's
going
no
on here.
community in California.
No. It's just like California's beautiful, and you guys are going to try and talk about the wildfires. You guys are going to try and talk about like blah, 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 whatever. Point blank, beautiful.
No, I like California. I'm just we're
No,
talking
I'm
about
just hearing a lot
California
of slander.
because of the fires are
don't really
currently
like
there. But
California.
I'm speaking to like any other region.
Not to make it about me, but like the only thing in my 5-year plan was to end up in the Palisades,
That's just like-
and that's just like really putting a damper in my.
If you
plan.
would like to cry, I get that.
Thank you. I've cried. Yeah, I will.
The craziest part is like I saw a thread from I think someone from Colorado who like they were like, let me tell you what's gonna come next, and it's like all of the rental properties now like everyone price gouges and there's just no room for the people, so you have to like move out of state and da-da-da. So like it's not just like right now, you know what I mean? It has like the long because it's like there's no homes, so the homes that are rentable are gonna be like 10x the rate, and then but even if you can afford that, there's only so many of those. So like, are you if you're a Hollywood celebrity and like, what do you move to a different state? Do you go live with family elsewhere? Do you you can't?
Well, then my backup option was Santa Barbara, and now everyone's talking about Santa Barbara.
Are you
and I
gonna
said,
go
get
back?
that fucking out of your mouth? What?
Are you gonna go back?
That's the plan, but I got to reconsider now. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Apparently, it catches on fire sometimes.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy. Don't you just feel like hurricanes? I get we can't stop that. Like everything.
Fire, doming, bro. Domes,
I always think about
Bro.
domes.
done. Granted, this one would have to be a really big dome, but maybe you just dome.
Kevin, where were you?
Well, if fucking, Gavin Newsom or whoever is not doing the right thing out there. Did you see the video of so Elon Musk is obviously being like a fucking total dickhead to the Gavin Newsom and all
This
the
is so crazy. We haven't even touched on the bedtimes.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. He was like, I think, trying to like do a gotcha, and he was talking to firefighters because everyone's talking about how there was no water in the fire hydrants, and I think some of that was there was some issues with.
I was gonna say, is there?
Available.
I've seen that's very true. I've seen that's very false.
I think there was some issues with like their, they probably could have done a better job, but also in this conversation with the firefighters, he was like, so I heard that in Malibu, like there was no water. And he was like, the rate of water that we were using, like no system, any system would run out.
Yeah.
Like we used all the water. It was gone. And he was like, oh, okay. All right. But other places have water. And he was like, it's just like when this happens, like there's just not enough water. And Elon Musk was like, okay, guys, like sounds good. I was like, I don't know why you posted that, bro. Because he was trying to like, do it as a point of like, he wanted the firefighters to be like, yeah, usually we have water, but the government like cut back on this and that.
Yeah.
And there was also like when stuff at least again, these are all things I see on the internet. Who knows? Like you said, I don't study this shit. But people said like once there's explosions and destruction and shit, the pressure gets fucked up, and like even if you have water, you can't get it out. So it's not just like a simple there's water or not water. I will say they're always like, we can't use salt water because of like it'll harm the environment. I don't know. Let's deal with that problem.
That fire seems to be doing a pretty good job too.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Burning
ruining
down the
state. Yeah. Now, again,
But also, like,
there might be some shit like if you ruin the soil, then the plants don't grow and the animals die, and then you have all that shit.
That
but
makes perfect sense. No, salting the earth is like
totally. But I also think there might be a breaking point where it's like if 10,000 acres are going to burn down, maybe we deal with the salt like later. I don't know.
Wait, but
Maybe
salting
not.
like that's like that like it's generations, right?
Well, that's what I mean. They might be like this might ruin things for like 50 fucking years.
Never mind. I'm taking that back. Not salting the earth makes sense.
But then it's like, everyone's like, well, you should have some technology in place to like desalinize it. And it's like, they probably should figure that out for, I don't know how long that takes or if that's possible or feasible. Everyone becomes a fucking expert. You know what I mean? It's like, why wasn't this? Why wasn't that? And I'm sure there's some answers for this. But I'm also sure the other half of it is like, there is probably some, we cut the budget.
But also like, they don't need to do answers right now. Fix the problem and then we'll find out answers.
Well, that's the other thing too, is like Newsom was like posting that video of Elon Musk and people were like, the fires are still burning, dude. Like, do your political Twitter fight later. Like, let's fucking figure it out first. Did you see the one drop that nailed it though? Did you see they put the Mike Breen?
Yeah.
Bang, bang. That was cool. There's also equally one that was like terrible though, where it's like the wind just like took the water away and it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like so. But it is funny that's like the system we have in place is like hope and pray,
Okay.
Like, we know how to fight it, but also like if the wind doesn't let up or the wind changes or we're at the mercy of fire. It's like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's a bad one. It's a bad.
Yeah. But like what last episode we were talking about like the jumping car and all these different technologies. Like I don't know, let's put all that money into fires first. Let's figure out how to beat fire and then we can do the car that can bunny hop. Until then,
The car that can ollie.
I did like Spencer Pratt's having a moment.
That was the thing I wrote down.
Spencer Pratt? Yeah.
That was
Spencer
the one thing
Pratt.
I brought to the show today.
Do you guys even like know Spencer Pratt?
No. I wish I did.
Yeah, that's too early for you guys. Spencer Pratt was like the original reality villain, I would say. Maybe some like Survivor guys who were villains.
Yeah.
But as far as like just
the
watching
MTV,
life.
No, not even the MTV world. He was the reality villain du jour for us. There were plenty before.
I guess so. But maybe not plenty. There's probably some real world people, Puck and them. But that was like pretty early.
Yeah, I would agree, but I just don't want to get like people be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I guess
like, I don't follow reality. So
2007.
Spencer was big
in
around
the
the time
90s. It was
my
real world
friends
shit.
watched
So
reality
yeah,
TV.
You're right. But he was kind of the first, in terms of just watching people live, and like he was kind of like the douchebag boyfriend who people like hated. But what a video from him being like, for 10 years everyone told me that I'm just some broke nobody. But now that I'm upset my house burned down, now I'm rich and like now I'm some wealthy celebrity that.
That's not what I wrote down.
Okay.
I wrote down a different Spencer Pratt story.
Because I thought that was awesome. That video right there, where like he was like, "You guys have been telling me I'm nothing but a broke bitch since the hills, but now that I'm telling you my house burned down, everyone says you're rich, you can deal with it. So fuck you guys."
It was a different video. I think I don't know. I saw the article that. Heidi, is that my phone?
It's a weird ring. It sounds like it's
Amber Alert or something.
My goddamn mom. Let me recalibrate here.
alien. Alien. That was the mothership calling. Come back.
That Heidi Montag is number 1 on iTunes.
Right.
Because he was like, we need money. He's like, we're gonna need money to rebuild our house. Can you guys go stream Heidi's song?
But it's from from 2010. That's fucking gangster. That's awesome. I didn't know that. I knew all these things independently, but I didn't know it was all connected.
Like a Heidi Montag.
Well, he said it was a video of him laying on the ground. He was literally just like laying on the ground filming, and he was like, people keep telling me like, you're milking this for all it's worth, and he was like, yeah. I lost all of my shit. I need money. I'm gonna milk this as much as I can. So, but he was he's like, you know, like the way like Scott Disick is kind of like loved in the Kardashian world, even though he's kind of like a douchebag. Like Spencer Pratt deserves that treatment, but instead people just fucking hated it.
Yeah.
You know what's really crazy? I was talking about this in the car right home. I went back
From what?
from the funeral you didn't go to.
I missed it. I was sick.
I watched the clip of when Heidi Montag reveals her plastic surgery to her mother and family.
Oh yeah.
They like disown her, and they're like, "This is irreversible. How did you do this?"
We should have done that to Jackie.
I know that. I literally was thinking like if somebody had been like, which people did, people commented being like, shouldn't have gotten the nose job, and I was like, that makes me want to cut myself. Yeah.
And,
Jackie,
and honestly, dude, the video, she looked completely normal.
Yeah.
I remember her being like the plastic surgery freak, botched. Like she did so much work, and she looks like every bitch looks today. Like she got like a nose job and the cheeks, and like she did get work. This is it. Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
That's just every bitch on Instagram now.
She does have the MJ nose.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that she didn't do surgery,
Yeah.
but like that girl is a dime a dozen these days.
For sure.
That is every chick either on Instagram or with a filter on their face to look like that. And we were all like, you are a freak! I mean, ahead of her time and deserves a fucking apology because she was just a regular ass chick. Maybe she was the one who like started the craze or whatever, but like she was not some like, you know, absolute animal.
I need you guys to tell me if I should get lip injections again.
No.
I'm going to show
Yeah.
you some before and after pictures.
Jackie, no.
Well, I'm getting mixed.
Well, I
You
don't know
said
what
yeah?
I'm talking
No,
about. I don't
do
know.
not.
I don't know what you're fucking.
I think we're gonna get lip injections.
What's the way?
You remember that one time she came in? She looked like a freak.
Okay, but that was peak swelling.
Yes, I understand that it goes down, but the fact that you're like, I'm gonna go do that thing where like for a week I will look like a goddamn freak show.
Yeah. But then after,
Yeah.
howdy as hell.
Do whatever. I mean, Heidi's the perfect example. Like you look normal in like 2 days. Like at your first you see someone who had something done, you go, "Oh, that's jarring."
Yeah, you say that
And
until
then-
you're like 35 though, and your face looks weird because
I
you've
know,
been
I
putting
know,
poison
I know.
into it for like 15 years.
Yeah, then you get another one.
You just keep going until you're dead. Have you seen
Let
the
me tell you,
substance?
look at this full range of movement there. Got to get that fixed.
Yeah. God forbid you can move your fucking eyebrows.
It was so much more fun. Remember how
Your
fun it
lips
was?
are
When
whole. Do you have injections right now?
No, thank you so much.
Just like regular.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they're
I don't
white
want regular.
people
I
lips.
want them to be like, look at that fish. Small. I want no nose, big lips. I want people to be like, that is a fish out of water. What is she doing? Walk here. I'm like, oh my god, that's Jackie. I've said that before. Like,
No nose. Just take the whole thing off.
fish.
Just fucking Voldemort over here.
Oh, that's a goal.
I think there really will be a generation of you bitches when you're older where you're just fucking
You know what's so
gross.
crazy?
But I
It's
like people said that, right? I'm sure people said that when people start getting titty things. Like we kind of just forget.
I don't know, man.
Like, are we walking around these days like going like because titties started what? People who got like titties for the first time probably in their
Why do you keep
60s,
saying titties?
Titties.
right?
In
They're
the
probably in their
60s?
60s and 70s now, right?
Oh, I thought you meant they got them in the 60s.
No,
When do you
like-
think the first breast implant was?
I would guess 70s.
Yeah, I feel like it
So maybe they're dead now.
predates.
But like, I'm not walking around like, look at all these old freaks.
1890. I was gonna say. I was about to throw this out there and say. I bet you there's some
Shit, a
freak
tumor
shit
removed.
going on.
Okay, that's the first. When did it become like commercialized?
Do you hear that all these people are getting cancers from root canals?
No, they're not.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm sure a person or two got cancer.
No, I
Nothing's
John's
real.
sick of it.
Nothing is real.
Oh, look who's Mr. Simulation now.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Funny how that goes. None of this is real. 1993 was no 1992. I mean, 1895. I bet you they were putting like mud in there. I bet you they were like, whatever's squishy, throw it in those tits. Here's a
great point.
like fill a bag up with milk and just toss it in there. Like, what were they putting in 1895?
1962, Timmy Jean Lindsay was the first celebrity to get breast
Let's get a
implants.
picture of that up there. Timmy Jean, a pioneer in the game.
You know what's kind of crazy to think about is, okay, so like what is in beauty is typically what the rich has, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then like
It's actually what the poor doesn't have. The rich see what the poor are doing and go, we're not going to do that. We're going to do the opposite of that.
yeah, exactly. So but then like so the rich have access to like healthy food and and like
trainers and
greens all
fucking
this and
yeah.
whatever. And then they have so it's like being skinny, and then they have Ozempic, and then like being skinny's in. But then Ozempic, they're gonna find like some kind of like cheap Ozempic, and then everyone's gonna have Ozempic, and then all people of all classes are gonna be skinny, and then it's not gonna be a telltale sign of the rich. The rich are gonna have to
Come up with something else.
come up with something else.
Well, it
But
used to
maybe
be
it's gonna
fat.
That so maybe being fat's gonna
fat
be
used to
in.
be the hotness.
I know.
Because it meant like you had food and being
And
fat
you're-
and
yeah.
pale. I'm not outside working and I'm like just chilling and eating food. I'm like look at that fat pale bitch. She's
Yeah.
what I want to be.
So
I think the same thing about I think we saw it with Baldstool. Like if you're bald in the future, you're poor.
yeah.
Like right now, it's still very expensive, but I
Yeah.
bet it'll get very common where it's just like anything else. Like you just fix it, like a problem you fix. And if you're bald, like your teeth, like if you have fucked up teeth right now, you're poor, right?
Yeah.
It'll be the same thing with balls. It's just like you can't afford hair implants, like you're a broke bitch. But yeah, maybe the poor are gonna have to come up with something. They'll have the neural link with Elon Musk, bro.
Yeah.
Today's episode of KC Radio is sponsored by Gametime. I'm going to the Knicks Martin Luther King Monday with Shay and Keegan, my kids. Their first ever Knicks game, and it's going to be a core memory for them, and it's all possible because of Gametime. We got our tickets through Gametime, which is the best way to get the most affordable, the best seats, all of the best live events, whether you're going to the Knicks game, whether you're going to a band to see a concert, whether you're doing a comedian, whether you're doing Broadway. Gametime has got you covered, and now they make it even easier. As if it wasn't easy enough to just go on the app. They have the Gametime Picks feature, GT Picks, where it filters out all of the nonsense tickets, the ones that are priced inappropriately, the ones that are bad nosebleeds. These are just the great seats at the best prices, so you don't have to waste your time looking for the extreme outliers. You have right in the middle. These are the seats that I want. Click buy, and you got them. So that's what I did for the Knicks game. That's what you can do for any sort of live event that you want to go see. Just download the app and make sure that you turn on GT Picks at the top of the screen. Download the Gametime app today. Use promo code KFC to get deals on any of your live events with the new Gametime Picks on the Gametime app. What time is it? Game time! There you go. Nice.
Can we talk about my boy Vrabel?
Still haven't done the kids.
Yeah, we'll get
We'll get to that. Why don't you just come be a Patriots fan? It makes sense.
It does. I can't though. I can't. I'm done being a Jets fan.
I'm done. I retired.
No, I'm done.
I'm not buying merch. I'm
I
not
actually
watching the
can't
games. I'm
go
not
through this
going to the
again.
fucking games.
It's every time.
No. But here's the thing. I have a bit of my career is talking about the Jets. It's still good for business. If I was just a regular, I swear to God, I mean this genuinely. I have a financial and just like career incentive to talk about the Jets. If I was a regular person, there is no fucking shot I would give a single second of my time to this team.
And
Probably many years ago, but certainly now.
it's like I don't even understand.
I saw your tweet. It's very spot on.
Which one?
The one that was just like, we didn't have a quarterback for a year and a coach for 3 years. And it was hell.
Yeah. I'm in more Jet specific. Like who are you? Like Mike McCarthy, Ron Rivera,
Dude,
Like-
or even worse, dude, they're gonna go with a first time head coach again, and probably like a first time GM, and it's gonna be like, you've done this 50 times in a row.
Oh, and your coach getting just destroyed last night.
What was that? I didn't see that.
Dude, I don't know. I didn't. I retweeted it. I've been doing a thing recently where I was like, I don't need to add my 2 cents. I'll just retweet this, and people will know I think it's funny. I don't know if they know that's the case, but I just retweeted this last night.
I swear to God, he's got to be the worst internet person of all time. It's like I'm an internet content creator for a living. I'm not gonna put my opinion out there. I'm not gonna do any sort of commentary.
But like, what do I add?
I know
if
what
I
you
quote tweet, go, this is funny.
I know what you mean.
Like,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
But I was wondering. I was like, I don't know if people think I'm like doing that as it's serious or just it's funny. Whatever. I don't know. I'm just retweeted it. But it's one of the reporters. For, I think Eagles game last night goes, we've lost contain here in the press box. Drunk woman who's an Eagles fan right in front of the window is heckling Robert Saleh and other bald folks in our row, calling them bald motherfuckers.
That's funny. Dude, the Jets, I was listening to...
You passed it. It's up higher. It was last night's game, I think.
I was listening to Boomer Esiason on The Fan, and they were talking about this. They were talking about,
Yeah, right there.
are they going to get a Are we gonna get a?
See, the last
Sit
sentence
the
is why
fuck
I was questioning whether what people would know what my. Because it's funny up until that. So, but the end makes it like more serious. And
Yeah.
Like, I just thought the first part was funny. I don't really care about that. Just calling everyone bald motherfuckers. But continue, please.
Yeah, they were just like talking about getting like. Here's what I really think they should have done. Here, they should have gone to Mike Vrabel, and he was this was written in stone that he was going to go to New England.
Oh yeah.
But let's say that was not the case. If you went to Mike Vrabel, I would have legitimately been like, here's a 15-year deal. 15 years. Because the Jets need, for the first like 5, you're just turning the cruise ship around.
Yeah.
Like, this idea that like with the Jets, like we're going to go try to win a Super Bowl next year. How about we try to like make it a place where like players want to show up to play? Let's start with that. So like Mike Vrabel, here's like 15 years, $150 million. But make it incentives and opt-outs and shit so you're not like on the hook unless it works out. And tell him for the first 5 years, I don't even care what your record is. I just want you to make this not a joke anymore. Mm-hmm. Have people show up. Don't be the butt of the jokes. Tighten up with the media. Tighten up with the clown show. That's it. You can go 0-17, but stop being the butt of the joke. 5 years in, we'll start talking about now you need to win a little bit. And you need to like make him a GM, head coach, like a whole thing. You know what I mean? Because these it's the same. Robert Saleh was the chosen one. Yeah. Todd Bowles, chosen one. These guys are all like supposed to be the next thing. And if you come in and Boomer Esiason was like, I want them to talk when they I'm hoping at the interview they were talking specifically about the head coach. I think the GM's even more important, but whatever. Head coach, they were like, Boomer was like, I want them to ask, like, what are you doing in this situation with clock management? What are you going to do in this situation with your locker room? What would you do? What play would you call? Okay. If the person asking that question is Woody Johnson and the Johnson family and these dumb motherfuckers, who knows? It would be like me asking, like, okay, what would you do in this spot, coach? And he would tell me what to do, and I'd be like, okay, sounds good, I guess. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm Woody Johnson. I'm the dumbest person in sports. So how the fuck can you even trust that you're hiring the right people? Who's going to hire the right people if the guy hiring the person is a fucking moron?
Dude.
And whoever he picks is a moron. You know? It's not like he's like, I surrounded myself with this brain trust of guys who are smart. It's like, who fucking knows? It's your brother. It's these other assholes. It's your kids playing Madden. Son. So it's like...
And you know he's going to take over. So, like, my kids will be like Woody Johnson's son. Like, we'll be under the Jets' reign.
Well, that's why I thought that was going to happen with the Wilpons forever. Thank God they finally sold because there's Bradley Wilpon was coming along. And I was like, these guys are either going to have to be, like, wiped off the planet Earth or something miraculous is going to happen. And, like, Cohen just fell from the sky. But, like, there is no shot that they get this right.
No.
And if they do, like Joe Douglas was like praised by everybody coming from Philly. Robert Saleh was supposed to be like the next guy, and there's just something to be said for. I think people like don't when they analyze or watch sports, they don't ever put themselves in like a real life situation. It's like if you got a job tomorrow at a company that was just completely fucking dysfunctional, you would come home every night and be like, honey, like, there's nothing I can do. Yeah. This place is fucked. I'm super smart. I know exactly what I'm doing. Like, it takes a Vrabel or like somebody who can turn the whole thing around. Otherwise, you just show up and you're like, oh, I'm trying to do my job, honey, and the guy told me that his son plays Madden, so we have to trade for this guy. You'd be like, fuck this job. I have no chance to, you know what I mean? And you can't talk about it. You have to be quiet. Like, all that. It's not a tenable situation. So there's no, I mean, I watch some of these guys, these like the real Jets writers, reporters, podcasters. I'm like, I can't believe these guys do it still. Like,
no, it's
my buddy Joe Caparoso was like, he's probably the best like Jets mind I know, and he's like, I expect him to hire them by midweek. Like, it's this person, that person. Here are the candidates. Like, and I was like, God bless you, bro. I don't know any of those names. The names I do know, I don't want, and I can tell you right now, none of them are gonna work. And we're gonna be here again and again and again, literally until we're dead. Like, I really don't think it'll change for the Jets. I really don't. Like, it changed for the Lions. It changed for the Lions. Like, there was a time where people probably said the Lions are gonna be bad
it's like
forever.
40 years. right? With 90,
Yeah, I mean,
early
they never.
90s,
They,
were good.
they still are on, in some ways have never are even worse. And I think it's worse to be a Jets fan. But like the Lions have never been to the Super Bowl. They have like a million other little things that are like this is why we're the worst. But they turned it around. The Browns never really turned it around, but they've had like their moments here and there, whatever. Like I do not think it will ever change for the Jets unless Woody goes. You know, if Gary Vee buys the Jets one day and he's just like a Cohen type, then it can change. But even that, it's just I don't know. I just don't think it'll ever change. It's not worth a single ounce of your time ever.
So
And God
be a
bless you if
Patriots
you're
fan.
young. I can't though. I can't. I wish that I was at this point about 2 years ago, because I really do like the Lions, but it's too late to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And I liked them a couple years ago, but I was not at the point of like I'm jumping to a new team. I think there would be honor in like I'm going from the Jets to the Lions, because it's like I'm not picking the Patriots.
Right.
It's like you're picking another dog shit franchise. But it's too late now. It's like, yeah, no, great. But like I like Jared Goff. I've talked to him before. He's like kind of in the Barstool world. Obviously, Dan Campbell's like the man. Detroit is just like a city you want to root for. Like if it was just this bad, if the Aaron Rodgers thing had happened leading up to the Lions being good, I would have jumped onto them.
I'm a Chiefs fan now.
Chiefs fan?
Chiefs fan?
Yeah, going straight to the top.
I'll tell you who
Going straight to the top.
the Chiefs, like the fact that people were like trashing them all year and they were what 15-2.
Yeah.
Like
It's
like to me this is their most impressive season. We'll see what happens during the playoffs, but like they're having a down year. Nothing is like really they're not clicking, and they went 15-2.
Yeah.
With one of those losses being like they punted at the end of the year.
They're the Patriots.
Yeah,
But like
right.
what I will say from Patriot memory is we had years like this where we'd be like, we're not that good this year, and people would be like, you're 15-1 or whatever you are, and then that would be a year we don't win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Not a bad year by most franchise standards.
Well, like yeah,
but like
put
as
it this way: if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl this year, to me, it's like they really are the Patriots. Where it's
Yeah.
like even when we're bad, I don't think they will win this year, but I don't think there's any like, people who are like trashing them, being like, it's like okay, they're down. If this is their down year, they lose in like the AFC Championship game. Yeah, it's like the Patriots. It's like I'll take it. The same thing I've been arguing a lot with Steelers fans. Like I get that the Steelers were dead man walking in the playoffs. They are a good team that can't beat other good teams. They'll beat the bad teams, but you put a good team in front of them, they're going to get waxed every single time. That's what happened down the stretch. They lost all of their games to all of the good teams, and they were fucked. That being said, like you as a Jets fan, like if you fired Mike Tomlin, he would have a job before he walked out of the room where he signs his resignation papers. You know what I mean? Like if you told me you could have a coach right now where you will never have a season under 500, you will make the playoffs 75% of the time, and like you're always in it, I would drop to my knees and suck his dick.
I get that, but like once you keep losing the playoffs, I've climbed that mountain. I want to climb the next mountain.
I get it, but
and yes, I know there are risks involved. Yes, I know I could fall and die to my death on that mountain.
If you
but
really
I want to
think-
try the next mountain.
if you really think that Mike Tomlin is the problem, I just don't think he's like that bad of a coach where it's like he lost the locker room and he made some weird choices and like they certainly didn't play well. But it's like if it was Mike Vrabel, if it was like somebody you really believe in and you're like, okay, I think he can keep that level of success and go to the next level, fine, take the risk. I get it, because you can't do that forever. But if you're gonna do it for like Robert Saleh, it's like, well, when you go fucking 3-14 next year and you're under 500 for the next 6 because you're just trying to find like your way again, you would beg to be back in this spot.
Yeah.
It can get worse than Steelers.
But
Trust me.
there's nothing more boring than just standard, right? Like, I know what the standard is. We make the playoffs every year. We lose in the first round every year.
I'll tell you what's more boring. Not having a
But
football
you
team
gotta
at all.
try. Like, if I was a Steelers fan, I would definitely want Tomlin out.
But I think that's coming from where you're at. Like,
But it's just like-
there's
like-
a lot. Who? Like, who's gonna coach?
Oh, I don't have a clue. But
That's what I mean.
like,
It's like
I would,
again, if Mike Vrabel was a former Steeler and it was like as locked in as it was for New England, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Then I could understand something. But if you're just gonna hire one of these other jamokes or the new flavor of the day, when you got a guy who has proven it for 20 straight years, I'll win you fucking 10 games a year. It's just it can get a lot worse.
Yeah.
I get what you mean, though. You do as a franchise, you have to do something at some point.
Like skiing, right? Like Wachusett Mountain, right? Like it's a mountain in Massachusetts, a tiny little mountain. You learn how to ski that, and you go, I'm gonna go bigger mountains now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you kind of
Right.
You get bored. You're like, I don't know. I've fucking done this a million times.
Right.
It's not that fun for me
But
anymore.
I actually think this is where the Patriots kind of ruin sports, like we talk about a lot. Like, there is. I feel like there was a world where it was just like, who was it the other day? Was it Kevin Kisner? I saw a video of him, and I don't know if it was a new video or old video, but they were like, "Do you feel like when you go out there every day you can win?" And he was like, "No, not really." And the guy was like, "Really?" He goes like, "Yeah, like at Bethpage, Torrey Pines, I'm not winning. I'm not." And the guy was like, "Then why go out there?" And he was like, "Because they pay really well for 20th." There was a world, I think, where it was like, you could, hey, was he a good NFL coach? And it was like, yeah, he won like one Super Bowl, made the playoffs every single year, won like 150 games. That's like a great career, But it's like now it just feels like there's a difference where it's like you have to win the Super Bowl, and it's like, well, that's the hardest thing to do. Like, there's only a couple people who are gonna get to do that. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's actually like, obviously you didn't see Vrabel's press conference this morning. Like he gave he just said all the right stuff.
He's
like
the man.
It was like, what's the franchise goal?
Win the Super Bowl.
And it was no.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was be good enough to take advantage of bad football.
Right.
And,
right. Yeah. Like that's what I mean.
And he went on. He was like, and then it's to win AFC championships, and then it's to compete for Super Bowls. But it was everything like you said, where it's like, it's not like we win the Super Bowl or we fail. It's like, no, we got to shift things. So first we have to move things. Like first we got to be good enough to get bad football. Then we got to be good enough to win the AFC East. Then we got to be good enough to win the AFC championship. Then we got to be good enough to win the Super Bowl. Like there are steps. Every answer he gave was so fucking good.
Yeah.
They were asking about like the history of the stadium. He's like, I think he said, look, all these posters don't help the guys on the field, but they're a good reminder of what it takes to be there. And I'm like, God damn, that's the right answer.
I
felt a legitimate shift. Yeah. Like yesterday. In our personal relationship. Like where I was like, that's we text occasionally and just like a little fucking thing, but like I was now like, that's my coach. Yeah. I was like, that's my fucking leader right there. I was like, I'll go to fucking war for this fucking guy. It brought back a fire in me for the Patriots that I haven't felt in a little while. Like it's
been a whole 36 months.
Where I was like, this is what it's like to go to. I mean, he's my new
2.5 years.
He's my new Brady. I'm like, I'll fucking die for this fucking guy.
He's the best. Him and his wife are awesome. The little I've gotten to know him through Barstool, he's always been cool, fun. Like the exact type of guy you want. He like a Dan Campbell type in my mind. Where
I watched Taylor Lewan's video 5 times yesterday. I watched the Pats fucking video that they posted to Vrabel 10 times and cried twice.
We're gonna hire the Maryland fucking head coach.
Bro, when I saw that, I thought that was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too.
Dude, that guy.
People were trying to convince me on him. Shut
Maryland
the
went
fuck
4-8 this year.
It's crazy.
How are you gonna hire a college coach in Maryland who went 4-8? I was like, did Maryland are they like undefeated? Are they in the championship, like in the playoff that I didn't realize or something? No, they're 4-8, and every Maryland fan was like, this guy sucks, and every New Mexico fan from like 10 years ago was like, yeah, this guy sucks. Get the fuck out of here. The Jets were like, yeah, he looks good. That's what I mean. It's like what? Because like his son probably played NCAA 25 and like made a franchise with him, a school with him, and like won. It's fucking. They're the worst. I'm done, Jackie. I'm done. Especially, I got Juan Soto.
Like I got the Gamecocks and Juan Soto.
You got the Gamecocks. Remember that? That lasted for about 45 seconds. I said, to him, "Where are the Gamecocks in the playoff?" I thought they were gonna.
He's a USC fan. Like I'm an FSU fan. I'll bring it up like once every 2 years. And then, I'm like, no, I don't know if I fucking love the Knowles, baby.
Are you gonna root for Notre Dame?
Am I going to root for Notre Dame?
Notre Dame winning is sort of like Duke and the Yankees and the Lakers winning, where it's like you probably should be rooting against it if you're not a fan. But I don't know. Part of me wants those guys. Like I know a lot of people who like them and kind of want them to get it.
I'm kind of the same way.
But I do think they'll become like insufferable. Like you know what I mean? It's like rooting for the bad guys in a way.
I hadn't thought about it. Now that I'm definitely rooting for Notre Dame. Yeah. Which like I grew up like around Boston College people, and then at the time they were in BC.
I feel like if you're a white guy like us, at some point you rooted for Notre Dame.
But no, what I'm saying is Notre Dame was the enemy.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
right.
Weirdly, most of the people I know intimately, they hate Notre Dame.
Got it.
But yeah, in between these two teams, I would definitely.
To me, it was like, I was like, oh, I'm going to wear like a jersey because it's got a shamrock.
Yeah.
Or like I like the Fighting Irish, or it's St. Patrick's Day. And so you just kind of like become like a de facto fan. I would never call myself a fan, but it's like, yeah, the Irish. You know? But I do think if they win, it'll be like, careful what you wish for, because those people are fucking assholes. But I got the Mets in my life, got the Knicks in my life. I don't need the Jets.
I've heard this every single year.
No, but think
I wonder if
keeps getting worse.
Jackie's probably like a good. Like,
Jackie, by the way, was producer of the goddamn Jets.
Yeah,
she was in the trenches.
You got me into it for a little bit, and I go, "This sucks. Get the fuck out of here."
But like,
and then I said that, and I meant it.
Yeah.
That,
I mean,
Not like you.
that's kind of an interesting like, 'cause you're around us so much, and you hear sports talk so much, and you, from my understanding,
I really don't give a fuck.
it's your tech. It's your
It's your Snapchat show.
But no, I was gonna say your what's it called? Simulation. Like,
yeah.
oh my God, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think when you hear all that? Like, particularly from these two? Like, what do you, like...
I just, like, I actually, like, I can't tell if you guys are, like, joking about going around in circles, being like, I'm done. But it's the same thing every single, like, it's just, you just, like, go... And then it just, like, really seems to make you miserable.
It's like a girl being like, I'm done with my boyfriend.
Yeah, I know,
And it's like,
I know.
and on the 10th time, she actually means it.
But it's really,
you gotta
like...
go through those first 9 times.
I need you guys to, like, just try, like, turning that frown upside down. Like, just try being positive. Do you know what I mean? Like, you guys haven't
Jackie,
even tried fucking being positive. No,
I tried being positive for the first 35 years.
No. Okay, I know, but, like, did you really?
Yeah.
You give it, like, 2 games, and you go, I'm all in. I love this team. I love this franchise. And then, like, the second, like, the quarterback, like, misses a throw or whatever it's called, you're like, this always fucking happens.
You met me when I was, what, like, 30?
You guys, oh my God, am I fat? Tell me if I'm fat.
Huge, enormous, obese.
Once you get those lips, that thing's cracking.
Imagine that if like 1/2 an ounce. Crack.
Wait, but so do you
met
like...
me so late in life when I was so you know what I mean? Like, it was done by then.
Do you or girls you run with? I imagine you guys have similar interests, which is
I like
non-sports.
saying the term like girls I run with. Like that sounds like we're like a pack of wolves. You know? Okay, continue.
But do you guys have something in your lives that where you're like, this makes me miserable and I hate it and I'm gonna stop doing it, but then you don't stop doing it?
Men.
Yeah, well, men.
Yeah.
Men
Dating
as a whole.
Dating.
Yes.
They talk about their boyfriends the way we talk about the Jets. This is the one. This is the one. It's gonna happen. Dumpster fire every time.
Is that really how you guys like talk?
Yeah. No. Okay,
dating is their hobby.
No, dating is not our
dating
hobby.
Is your hobby. Yes, it is.
No. I mean,
it's what you do. It's what you talk about.
That's not true. No.
What are your hobbies?
Well, we just don't like insert our. I feel like we don't like
gossip and shit, which is about like relationships and then
No. I'm sick of this like girls don't have hobbies thing.
No, they do.
Can
they
I
do
think
have
of
hobbies.
a hobby right off the bat that I have? No.
You go to the gym every morning?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do
No,
that.
see, that's the bullshit with hobbies. Is people don't fucking count hobbies as hobbies.
Yeah, it's just shit you
so
do.
True.
Like,
that's so true.
I remember it was here. So we were talking about it recently, and someone was like, "What are your hobbies?" I was like, "Oh, I like working out." Like, that's not a hobby. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I like going to the movies. Like, that's not a hobby. I'm like, okay. Like I like my work.
Knitting?
I like what I do for work. Like, that's not a hobby. That's work. I'm like, well, if all these hobbies I'm listing don't count as hobbies, then yes, I guess I don't have hobbies.
Here's what I think people think of a hobby. It can't make you money because then that's your job. And I think in their mind, there needs to be a result. It's like, I painted this picture. I made this song.
Well, the gym absolutely counts as a hobby.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
You know what I like to do? I like fiddling with
also,
stuff.
I think. Wait, one more thing. I think that people think you have to enjoy it, and most people don't enjoy the gym like you do. So it's a hobby. Most people are like, I hate this. I have to do it. That's not a hobby. What would you say?
I like fiddling with stuff. That's my hobby. And when people tell me, like, sometimes I'll be like talking to someone and I'll be like tearing up my paper towel, and people are like, "Oh, you must be anxious." I enjoy fiddling with stuff. Stop fucking telling me that I'm so anxious. Maybe I am. I'm honestly at the point where like, if you don't have like a fidget toy to give me, like, don't invite me over.
Wait,
I love fiddling.
I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna get you one right now.
Me, like literally this whole time
a fidget spinner or those like
something
cubes
fidget, like
or
when
whatever.
you guys are talking about like sport. Oh my god, I don't give a fuck about sports. And I was literally like, I want to like fidget with something right now. But
I felt so bad during that.
No,
we went on like 10 minutes too long.
No. Like, don't let me stop you. And you guys, like, I would be so fucking cool if I could chime in on this conversation. Trust me, I wish I could chime in and be like, "Yo, Robert Sala, like, whatever."
That bald motherfucker.
Yeah, the bald, like, he's crazy. But I just don't care. Yeah, let's buy all of these.
No, my sister had one the other day that was like the greatest. I'm texting her right now to find out what it was.
This is 160 different pieces here.
I'll get you that.
Crazy.
You want that?
Like, kind of.
All right. Those are all kind of trash.
But some,
though.
you know what I
Would
need?
you rather
No,
that
you know
or
what
like
I need?
a good one?
I need like a puzzle. Like I need something that I can break down and
That's a hobby.
rebuild. That's a
I
this is
do
what
puzzles.
I'm saying.
It's a lame one. People will be like, "You're gay," but you could be like, "I do puzzles."
Okay, at least I'm not like being a loser, liking loser sports teams. That's not my hobby.
Got him. Yeah, no, there's nothing stupider than being a fan of like a dumb team that like at this point like
Yeah.
like if you're a fan of a bad team and like they might make it one day, that's kind of what makes it like sweet and satisfying. It's like we put the time in, but when it's not ever gonna happen, it's like this is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, and it's also kind of just like you could do something like in my eyes. Like why don't you just go to? But
Getting my
I guess I
Sundays
like
back
the
has been
loyalty.
amazing. I've been watching movies and TV shows that I want.
Getting what back?
My Sundays.
Oh.
I just don't. Although I
same
will
with-
say, it kind of like I just don't watch football. Like I'm like I lost all of football almost.
I lost all of that. That's why I'm a Chiefs fan, because I want this whole season to just be like,
Yeah.
if the Chiefs win, then you just mark it off as like another loser year.
But,
for
but you
everyone
see,
else.
like I like this energy. Like if you're gonna, instead of complaining, why don't you get up off your ass, start bandwagoning a good team? Because I guess
we
you
get
don't get it.
like we
You don't
get
get it. Loyal.
Yeah, that's like guys will like make fun of you for that.
Yeah, like that makes
You
sense.
have
But
some
then it's
stupid
kind of
honor
like,
code, you know.
But it's like, yeah.
I know
You're done?
I
You're done?
s-
Really?
But like
I fucking bet.
like when I say this about the Mets, I'm lying. I cannot stop at the Mets. I'm like done with the Jets. Like ice cream, bro. I'm just done.
But you just said you're gonna keep doing it.
I will probably do it like literally just to make videos and shit like that. But I will not watch games.
But you
if
got,
there's
you
like
gotta pick
news,
one or the other.
what's up?
You gotta pick one or the other. You can't say it into a microphone if you don't care. 'Cause on the videos.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't worry.
No, but that'll be my videos. Every video will be like, I don't fucking care about this. You guys are idiots for caring that.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's a good.
I mean, that's
good
basically the last like 5 goddamn Jets videos. I was like, I didn't watch the game, but I heard this happened.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause I was like, this is, and I was like, I didn't watch the game. You shouldn't, but I heard.
Wait, that should be your new recap Jets games. Having
That I
not
didn't
watched
watch.
them. Yeah.
I bet you I could every
do-
time without
like
without even reading like a recap. Like, I bet you that they had the ball with like a couple minutes left and didn't do shit with it. I bet you they got like 10 or 12 penalties for like 150 yards. I bet you, they have some wide receiver who's like, mad. Like I could,
It's actually maybe it was a big thing. We're gonna go back really quickly.
No, go. Again, don't let me hold you back.
No, but you're a good barometer of like you guys talked about this all too long. I feel like everyone had already given up on the Jets so much that like no one even cared anymore either. But like a team who's let's say you were 3-10 at the moment, having their quarterback drop a Netflix special about how he does drugs is crazy.
I mean, yeah.
Like in the middle of the season,
you can't script it, bro. You can't script
but
it.
like that's not like a childbirth. Like it doesn't happen.
Right,
accidentally.
you could just wait
You can just
a month.
schedule it
A
for
month.
2 months later.
Not
Like-
even, yeah. Just give a couple more games.
It can be not in season.
Crazy.
Like here's
Well,
how Aaron spent his off season. He's like playing with his feet in a hut in Peru.
I'm sure.
Like,
I'm sure
throw
that they.
football, you fucking asshole.
I guarantee they were like the Jets will be like headed to the playoffs.
Yeah.
We'll drop it like week like 14. Like you know what I mean? Like it'll be great for everyone's talking about the Jets. And they were wrong.
Yeah.
And by the way,
like no,
we're
as far as I
almost
know,
done.
no one gave a fuck about that.
yeah, I didn't even watch. Like, I was like, I gotta watch this to like be able to talk about it. Nobody even cares.
But like cared so little that like no one was even angry.
Yeah.
No one made fun of.
I saw
like,
that
there were a
one
couple
clip
of jokes.
where he was
but,
talking
like,
about butterflies. That was it.
I didn't see any of it. I
He
just
was
saw the
just
still of his
it
foot.
was so particularly like so stereotypically stoner. He was just like butterflies, man, like they're caterpillars, and then they like become butterflies, and that's their whole life now. It's like, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm becoming
man.
a butterfly. I'm done with the caterpillar. I'm done. Just flying away. Yeah, just flying
Wait, so
away.
was the point of this documentary supposed to be like he got injured and then it was gonna be like his comeback story and he like makes the Jets good and then they had to like pivot?
This is more, I think, about him doing ayahuasca and like his personal life and like off the field shit. But it's like, you suck, dude. Guess what? It's not a coincidence that you sucking coincided with all this shit. I'm not one of these people like drugs like ruined you or whatever, but it's just like you're just not focused. You're just not focused on it, you know? And by the way, to the people, the Aaron Rodgers sympathizers out there, these fucking Jets fans who are like comparing stats and talking about numbers and how he wasn't that bad. Like, dude stepped into the same exact spot as Zach Wilson and the team got worse. Okay? And other things were bad, but maybe that's because their quarterback was fucking checked out and was not a leader and didn't give a fuck. And all of his stats are in meaningless games that didn't matter. like somebody had the audacity to put him and Josh Allen's stats side by side. Conveniently left out that Josh Allen has like 13 rushing touchdowns. They only put his throwing touchdowns, but we'll just ignore another like 30% of his touchdowns. But even let's say that was the case. Like if you didn't look at the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and see the difference between that and Aaron Rodgers, and you're just telling me they both threw for 28 touchdowns, 3,500 yards, and 68% completion percentage. Like, if you think that means they're the same quarterback, then then you're not watching games and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So, fuck off. I feel like I can root for the Bills a little bit too.
Everyone likes the Bills.
Yeah.
I hate the fucking Bills.
Not everyone.
I do.
I mean, they're in the division, which like is a problem, but like they're the type of city you want to like that deserve it to get over the hump.
They
you know
100% deserve it. That's why I want it to be us that got it.
But that's why I like the Lions.
But
I'm a Lions fan.
the Bills fans and Jets fans are like, I feel like Bills and Lions are very similar. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's just because of my proximity to Jets fans, but I feel like you guys, like Bills fans, like we don't really care. Again, from where I sat and what I viewed, was always like they were like the T-shirt that every frat had, like. Or every like intramurals team where it's like win or lose we still booze.
Yeah.
They're like, look, we're gonna have fun at the football game. We don't know who gives it. We hope we win. We're probably not gonna, but we're gonna have fun at the football game.
Right.
I don't think
they
Jets
really fucking care. I went to school in Buffalo for 2 years.
They do care, but I think they so also much. Are. They can lose and still like.
From
enjoy it.
At least how they're presenting. I've only been to one game. How they're presented to the national audience is like, look, these guys are just having fun, and we hope they get it one day.
100%.
I feel like Jet fan to the national audience is like, these whiny motherfuckers just cry and stink and cry and stink, and that's all they do.
We're stinky criers. NFL playoffs are here. Playoffs? We're talking playoffs? Yep, we're talking playoffs at the DraftKings Sportsbook app, the official betting partner of the NFL and Barstool Sports. Scoring touchdowns is it. Anytime touchdowns has been the wave this year. It is the craze, and the key to you scoring big on anytime touchdowns is betting on DraftKings, the number one place to bet on toddies. If you want to make your first bet, try something simple like here's a player that I think is going to score a touchdown. Or you can go to the DraftKings app, start looking through all the different props and picks, and you can get in the mix as easy or as complex as you want it to be. I think 45,000 people did Dave's parlay.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Did it end up hitting?
No, I don't think so.
So many people
the first two hit
on that Jaden Daniels kneel down. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, if I was DraftKings, I think I would make that a rule. Like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And I think people would use that. Because, like, the soul-crushing defeat of, like, you hit your number and you know he's going to kneel it twice and miss it, if we were just like, we don't do that, I would go with that over another brand. 100%. That would be, DraftKings should for sure do that. New customers right now, you bet $5, you can get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So that's if you use promo code KFC. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use code KFC. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Have you seen? No, you haven't seen this. The MD Foodie Boyz are my new.
Thank you for catching that.
Yeah. These kids, they're like 12, 13.
Foodie Boyz?
No, Foodie. I think it's like Foodie, Foodie. These kids have a podcast. They're probably like 12 or 13 years old. Okay, they talk about food, and they like ironically go viral because of it. And then the comments are like taking it very seriously. That kid, they call him Chub Perm, which is mean, but whatever. He's the star. He's the leader. And then one of the other co-hosts looked like McLovin, so they call him McLovin. And then there's like two other kids who just are like whatever, and they try to chime in. They have takes like they'll be like, I don't like carrots, man. I don't like carrots. And the other kid's like, broccoli stinks. And then they'll be like, but like lettuce is fire. Lettuce is fire. And they have like discussions about like how old is too old to trick or treat. Have you ever had guacamole? And they get like, sometimes they'll pop off for like 2 million views. And I think they're like 13 years old. And they just keep this podcast up. They're just like, we're just a bunch of guys from Maryland who like food, like listen to our podcast. And everyone is ironically like fucking with them, but they're watching, so they're doing numbers. You know what I mean? It's a weird world we're entering of like kids do podcasts now. That's fine. That's fine. Broccoli's fire.
You ever seen the party trays and they got the white sauce in the middle?
That's a good point, though.
I'm not a big fan of
This is their whole show. And they
Brussels sprouts. Those things suck, especially for cooks. That's the worst thing. I don't like either. I have one bad experience and they stink up the house.
and they just awkwardly laugh. And they just keep going. The Chick-fil-A sandwich is the best sandwich of all time. I think if you're like, if you're 16 or 17, still trick-or-treating, you're a dork. And the comments are taking it dead ass seriously, being like, I disagree. They talk about the group dynamic. If you think about it, the influencer world has been like, kids have been doing like the TikTok dances and shit like that, but they haven't done the podcasting because they're like just dumb kids. But that's like the next thing they're jumping into, and let me tell you, it's something. I feel like these guys are like it's like a joke until they're like, yeah, I don't know, we're sponsored by like McDonald's, bro.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, joke's on fucking you, pal.
Not to be them, but can I just get it off a Brussels sprouts take real quick?
Please.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that it is the food that has the biggest range of worst to best.
Okay.
And I can't think of another food that like, has that big of a range.
I think that's fair. I think Brussels sprouts, like anything, its moment has run too long. Too many people are doing it. Brussels sprouts had a moment where like Brussels sprouts were gas.
It was because they were so bad and they were revered as like so shitty. You know what I mean? And then it was like, if you put cheese on them and.
But then like some people who knew how to cook them started cooking them, and you're like, oh shit, these are good.
But
then
it became-
everyone started cooking them, and they're like, well, you don't know how to cook them. These aren't very good.
And it's also like they're not that good. Let's relax.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
good Brussels sprouts
But
are
like-
still not like a
They stank.
They do
They
stank.
stank up
They
a
do
whole
stank.
room.
Yeah.
This is literally the food.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
Foodie
does
Boy
it
show.
make you guys feel like dumb about like
Yes.
your profession?
So that was going to be kind of my point. Is I was like, this is like, it's funny because they're like, again, the comments are like, wow, I disagree with that. I think that you should, and they're like playing along with it, right? But like, we just did the podcast.
Yeah.
Like that is, at least in the beginning. I mean, the podcast world has changed so much where it's like, the beginning, the appeal was just like silly shit like that, just like people shooting the shit. And then it became like, I want to listen to NBA Hall of Famers tell untold stories. And it's like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But so the days of us being like, do you like broccoli? are, kind of gone. The bar has been raised like anything, I think. It's like in the beginning, it was kind of like, it's like Ronda Rousey in the beginning of MMA. It's like now girls know how to fight. You know what I mean? But it definitely, like, when the running joke with these kids and a lot of people I see now is podcast equipment should be more expensive, right? And it's like, well, that's what we built like this whole thing on. You know what I mean? Like, specifically, like, let's talk about dumb shit. But it's one thing if like in the beginning you're doing it just because you're like, I don't know, this is just what it's like. I never picked ridiculous hypothetical shit for KFC radio. It just kind of like fell into place.
Yeah.
If you start a show now and you're like, we're just gonna talk about Brussels sprouts, it's kind of like, this is stupid. You know what I mean? But at the beginning, that's kind of, it was the Wild West, and that's kind of how it evolved. But it definitely makes me feel like when I see the that show with the girls that was about podcasting. It was a good show. What was that called with Elizabeth?
No One Wants Us.
No One Wants Us.
Oh yeah. Great show.
Yeah, but it was like, they're podcasters, and they were like, it's like you could tell that they were kind of like poking fun at the industry and like, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, this just feels or like that Charlie Sheen show with the Entourage guys. Like, he's gonna be a podcaster. Like, I definitely feel like there's still a stigma attached to it where it's like, a podcaster.
Yeah.
Even though it's become like, they were actually saying a lot of the with the Wildfires that a lot of the reason why a lot of like celebrities do have podcasts and drinks and sponsors and shit is because like they're not making as much money as you think, or it's so expensive to like keep up the lifestyle. It's like, I gotta do a podcast because I'm not doing a movie now or like whatever. So, but yeah, I definitely feel like podcast.
I really hate promoting like Fishbowl because it's like everybody's like, hey guys, I have a new podcast and whatever, and I hate to be like, all right, like,
But we got a new podcast.
Yeah.
The belly hole clip just had me dying.
Very funny.
Did
that was.
you see that?
Kelly's so
Kelly
funny about
calling her belly button her belly
belly
hole,
hole.
and she like
The whole
didn't hear it at
sentence, she, like,
first.
botched the whole
Yeah, the whole
sentence.
it was just absolute gibberish. She was like, I can't even my
She's so funny.
belly hole. She was
Yeah.
like, my belly button. Like, that was, but that to me, that is the funny parts of podcasts. Like the clip of when Rhea thought it was a big deal if you take your age plus the birthday it equals the year you were in. Like, when you talk on the mic for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of hours, you have your funny, stupid moments. That to me is what podcasts.
Well, the clip that
those moments.
The clip that like I think first set off the like, all right, we gotta like maybe stop giving out podcast equipment was that I forget who, I don't know who it is, but it's that girl who's like, did you know that like my husband was telling me this? It was like,
oh my God.
My friend was telling me this. When you marry, they become actually your immediate family.
I thought that shit was so profound. It was like, yeah, you dumb fucking bitch. That's where it's. But I stand by everything on the internet. If you have an audience and a following, then that's what people want. You know what I mean? Like if I'm not gonna give you some award to be like you have the best content ever, but if it's like I don't know if that girl saying that dumb shit got like a bajillion views.
I think that was taken out of context though. I also kind of got what she means. It's like. Just kind of crazy. They do become like your immediate.
See, that's what I mean. It's like, you make fun of it, and it's like, but this is the shit that people talk about, or it resonates with them. So I'm always like, no matter lowbrow or hacky or whatever, if it works, it fucking works.
Yeah.
So the internet's a big meritocracy, you know.
Sorry, I was just on my phone. We got 4 fidget toys coming this way.
Nice.
Whoa.
Next day aired them.
No.
We'll be
Wait,
here tomorrow.
what are they like?
What kind
Like
we talking
you
about?
don't
I don't
want it to be a surprise? Is it like some new shit that we haven't seen yet?
I'd never seen it. I know I don't have a ton of knowledge of the fidget industry, but I'd never seen it, and I was like, this is pretty fun.
Are we talking like puzzles?
Is it like
No.
a square one? Is it like a cube?
No.
Okay.
It's handheld, not a puzzle. Play with it in one hand.
I'm
Puzzles are
I'm
not fidget toys. You're
no, like just like little fidget like puzzles or whatever. I'm
No,
also
no, those
really
are two
good at
different things.
puzzles, and I don't like really make it part of my personality. I would like to make that more known.
Oh, you gotta do a puzzle now.
You do puzzles?
We gotta give you.
You gotta talk to Polly.
Well,
Polly
not,
does
like-
a lot of puzzles.
Like 2048, the people don't even know I'm like top 5% in the country.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep,
You are
sorry.
a top 5% in the country
At what?
puzzle
Yeah.
maker.
It might be.
We
No,
go-
no, no. Like 2048, the game.
Like
Globally, top 5%. Look at that.
what is this?
2048.
What is that?
Oh my God, it's the most fun game ever.
Wait a minute. This bitch really is not lying.
Yeah.
Out of 78 million people, what is 2048? Can you show me?
Okay, so you have to like combine. So it starts with like 2s. You gotta combine it. You smash them together, it makes a 4, and then it builds. And then you have to get like 2048. But then like that's easy. I can do 2048 in my sleep.
Top 5% out of 78 million people
No,
is
literally. And I'm
wildly
so
impressive.
humble about it.
Yeah,
Like I
you
shouldn't
are.
even tell people about it.
Oh, this isn't what I was thinking when you said puzzle, though.
Have you seen, speaking of Elon Musk, the biggest loser on the planet Earth, he just lied about being a top player in the world in Diablo. You know, that's like one of his things.
No.
He says he's like a top 5 player in the world in this game Diablo.
Okay. Like a video game?
Yes. And
Diablo?
I think it's Diablo, right? Paz, you know
Diablo,
that?
yeah, it's a game.
It's one
fun,
of
right?
those like fantasy, like, casting spells with Dungeons and Dragons type thing.
I didn't think it was football.
And he said he was like the number 1 player in the world, and then he like did a live stream, and he couldn't do like the basics. Like the very like I don't know exactly what it was, but it's like there's a bunch of maps, and in order to open up this map, there needs to be a chain that connects you to this map, right? So you can't just like open up this one and open up that one. And he just like sat there like clicking, like why won't this open? Why won't this open? And they were like, it's not connected to the chain or whatever. And it was like if you can't be even like a single day 1 player and not know that. How in the world could you just? And there was a bunch of other examples of, I don't know this game well enough to know, but it was like other streamers were like, everyone who's like played this for 45 seconds knows this. And he says he's the number 1 player in the world. And there was a bunch of things like you customize like your screen, and a lot of it said like Elon's, and they were like, that's just like people don't talk in like the third person in this game. You know what I mean? It would be like if I was playing for you and I was like, all right, John's maps are here, and then you use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a bunch of weird things like that. But then when he tried to play it, it was like, this guy doesn't know how to play this game, and he's claiming to be the number 1 player in the world. You know how big of a fucking loser you
That
gotta
would be
be.
like the most trackable thing.
Yeah, like it's just so, or if it's a lie, like don't fucking hop on a stream and show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Carabas picking up that ball. It's like just let people think that you can throw 80 miles an hour. You know, like you'll have one of the smartest minds ever. Hate him or love him, like he's very smart, does a lot of cool shit in science, gonna be a trillionaire. Like you have a lot of awesome shit that you could just like focus on and be awesome. And instead, you're like, I'm gonna lie about being good at a video game. You fucking loser. I'm gonna try to be like a stand-up comedian. You're not fucking funny. I'm gonna try to be like a politics, like just if you were just like I'm like this nerdy guy who can like send rockets to space, I think people would be like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
As
You know what I
somebody
mean?
who's a top 5%er in 2048, like that takes away from our credibility. And that's offensive.
Yo, top 5%
That's pretty sick.
out of it was 78 million.
Yeah.
So that's like 78 million.
So when you do the math, technically, I'm like one of like some kind of million or whatever.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess,
actually not as big as I thought. But
As soon as you started typing, I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, top 5%
Yeah.
is 78 million.
there's still millions of people who
But
are.
I don't
it's
even-
still
Better than
it's
you, but
still
it's still-
impressive.
yeah.
It's not read out loud impressive, but it's still impressive.
But I'll put it this
It's-
way: saying 5% is better than the number. That
yeah.
but
If you say I'm in the top 3,900,000th layers, nobody cares.
yeah,
But if you're
yeah.
the top 5%, that's
well, that's
pretty
why it's
fucking
like,
awesome.
I didn't need you guys to press me on that, but yeah.
some loser shit though, to be that fucking insecure. It's
Hobby, by the way.
there you go. That's a hobby.
Hobby.
That is a hobby.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna. I gotta play this game. I wanna be better at 2048. than
You
Jackie.
can't. You could try.
I definitely don't think I could be top 5% of.
I've
78
never been
million
confident
people.
in anything in my life. Try fucking beating my score in 2048.
2048 is the game. What's the game's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I keep thinking you're talking about like the year. What is she talking about?
Yeah.
It's funny you say I've never been confident in anything in my life. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, there's nothing that I could really truly be.
I
like.
thought you were thinking about how I'm not confident about anything. I was like, that's so mean. Stop thinking about that.
Yeah, sometimes I'm just sitting in my house being like, bet Jackie's not feeling confident right now.
I bet she's sitting around real insecure.
That's what I'm thinking about when you walk in and I'm staring. I'm like, I bet Jackie
That's
is
spineless fucking
not
bitch.
feeling it right now. I give you a little giggle.
Eroxon is an unbelievable name. The newest and best company in the hard dick business, as Mark Cuban would say. That's an OG reference. You're only going to get it if you're a real stoolie. He said we were in the hard dick business. That's what Eroxon is literally in. I mean, it's erection mixed with getting your rocks off. It's the perfect word. Eroxon is the solution for any sort of ED, whether you are getting older like me, whether you've got anxiety, whether you've got whatever it is that's making you and your guy not perform well. Eroxon has got you covered. They have this new treatment gel. It's the first of its kind. It's clinically proven. You can get it over the counter. It's a topical treatment, so you're not taking medication. It's not in your bloodstream. It's not messing with anything else. It is safe for you and your partner. It's got success in over 60% of men, and you gotta try it a couple times, figure out the right amount, the right time, the right situation. And so get a deeper connection with better outcomes. Eroxon is the answer. See if it's right for you. Available in stores and online. Visit eroxon.us. That's EROXON.us to learn more.
If I were to say 1% of Barstool, there's like a robot amongst us. Who would it be?
Who would be the robot?
Francis is always the first go-to
Yeah,
just
but
because
he really
has sharp features.
And he talks like
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Francis talks like a robot or an alien who has downloaded the English language.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I know the words. This is an impressive vocabulary. You're using it correctly, but nobody talks like this. And I'm not even talking like just regular thing. It's like when you're writing and trying to be dramatic. I get it. Just regular conversation. It's like that's not how a human talks.
Yeah.
That's not it. You read a Wikipedia page on how to speak like English and.
It is like
this is
Francis is like I do not think Francis is the answer, but I like Che is up there.
Che's pretty robotic.
But the honest answer, like I'm comfortable giving those two answers because they're not the answer. Because like the actual answer is very rude, where it's like that's someone who is just faking it and they don't really know how to be a person,
Right?
And they're just act like Che and Francis. I did not believe that about, so it's fun to be like, Francis and Che.
Right.
But like the real answer is like someone who's like, you're like, you don't even fucking believe that. You're just like acting like that because you think it's what people want you to act
Say
like.
the
Yes.
Huh?
Say the name.
I'm thinking. I don't really know. I actually am thinking.
We talked about this on Fishbowl. What guy here do you think can do the lowest split?
Not me.
I think maybe me.
Really?
Kevin's
I'm
very
oddly
flexible.
Yeah. That's,
I mean, a split is like tough, but like if you're talking like touching toes, I think I might I mean, I'm sure like Jenks or something, like somebody who's
Yeah.
like actually really active. But if you pick like all the shit bags, I'm probably the most flexible out of the shit bags. Yeah. I actually was
the
thinking
answer's
this.
like Biz or Taylor or something like that.
Biz was doing yoga the other day. He
Yeah.
can, you know.
Yeah.
But if you just pick like the actual bloggers and not like former pro athletes and shit like that, the stereotypical blogger, it's probably gonna be me, which is crazy. I think deep down, if I had any sort of conviction, and I didn't just get massively injured for 10 straight years, I think it would have been like an Olympian. Because like the fact that I'm not a morbidly obese shitbag, I think it's a testament that I'm a freak. You know what I mean? It's like
I mean,
the
like,
fact that like
you ate ice cream for 3 years straight.
by the
and-
way, I like fact checked it. It was I think I said 2. It was like closer to 4. Like it.
Hey, you look pretty much the same.
Yeah,
so that's,
right. That's what, so it's like if I applied that by like working out and all these other things, like I think I could have been. There's a chance I'm the healthiest person in the world. I just ruined
It's not
it.
me, I'll tell you that, because I'm really sick.
Try to show the people how low you can go. Touch your toes.
Oh.
I always get a kick out of this because it's like he gets to like his knees and that's it. I'm always like, come on, that's
Like-
it. That's it.
I mean, that's just me hanging. Like, you know, I could get, I
You
could,
don't
I could,
really try.
I could push it and do like another 2 inches or so, probably.
He's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, but that's when I was a kid. That's how far I could go. Like, that's
Yeah.
not like, I
I
don't
used
know.
to
I've just
smash
always been
that
that
in the
flexibility.
presidential. I know you didn't do that, but you guys did that, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
The presidential challenge
Yeah,
at gym.
yeah, yeah.
You know. Did you
I
do
must have
the
been
V
sick.
sit and reach, or did you do the box?
Oh, he's sick.
I used to be like, bam. People would be like, oh shit. But it was almost like, dude, you're like one of the girls. You know what I mean? It was like, do the pull-ups. I was like, I can't do that. But I get like a 46 on the reach. It was like me and like the girl who's in gymnastics. I'm like, this is not cool.
Okay, can you take a dive on this one?
Yeah,
for me?
honestly, I was thinking like if I was one of these losers who like was like acting, I probably in school would have like thrown that. I'd be like, my legs hurt, I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm not flexible at all. Fucking so cool and strong. I'm not flexible. Wait, one thing before we do voicemails. In the same vein, I made a grilled cheese with cream cheese this weekend.
Whoa.
I don't want to say that I invented that by any means, but I do think it's a little bit innovative. And for most people out there, they probably have not thought of that or tried that. It's fucking fire.
Cream cheese is super underutilized.
Yeah.
My friend's
So
grandmother
good.
used to make it for us just on toast.
Yeah.
It'd be like Wonder Bread and cream cheese. I was like, this is amazing. What is this? She's like, it's Wonder Bread and
I don't know
cream
why that's not allowed.
cheese. I don't know.
Like, first of all, bagels are just bread. So when you have a bagel with cream cheese, fine. You have white bread with cream cheese, people are like, whoa, you know?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be. Also, it's like butter and all these other spreads, peanut butter. These are all these spreads. Why is cream cheese? Why can't it like live alone? You know?
Yeah.
Or if it's a bagel, then you can. But
It
if
is-
it's like I had a fucking whatever other type of bagel, whatever type of bread with cream cheese, you'd be like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I had a croissant with cream cheese. You'd be like, what the fuck? I bet you that's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But croissant's a little sweet. The sweet.
I'm pretty much like you put cream cheese on anything, it's good.
I bet. Yeah, you're probably right.
Cream cheese is so good, bro.
We're just
so
doing that
fucking
kids
good.
podcast
This is
again.
literally.
Cream cheese is fire. The kids just stole.
Shout
all
out to
our
the
shit.
MD Foodie Boyz.
I'm not be able to like have a conversation anymore. But I'll be like, I bet 12-year-old. Fucking 12-year-old on TikTok beat me to this one.
but bro, it was Pepperidge Farm. But for real, we're gonna talk about this. my white bread. I use the butter spread. I know people in New England, I think, do the mayo. I'm a mayo guy, but I disagree with that.
Instead
Of the bread, instead of the butter for your cream cheese. I'm saying all the wrong words here. Instead of using butter on your bread for grilled cheese, they put mayo.
I don't really know much about. I don't have
About grilled cheese.
yeah.
You're not a grilled cheese guy?
I don't have many grills. Like
Let me tell you something. They're the best.
I need a protein in my meal.
Throw some bacon in there. Throw some ham in
That
there.
would be good probably.
Throw some ham in there.
But
Cheese
I've
is protein.
I've never been like can I have a grilled cheese? I like a.
It's underutilized.
I you know what I did? A nice little juxtaposition of two worlds. What I did on Saturday was I had a steak in my hand and I just ate it.
Did you, like you were holding like the bone or like you were just holding the meat?
Holding the meat.
What cut of steak?
I ordered it the night before, so it was cold. So I was just sitting on the couch, raw, eating a steak.
Or alien. It's like I must fuel this body.
But like I don't I'm not like trying to hit protein number. it feels like I'm not eating if I'm not eating like a meat.
What
You're a meathead.
why not a fork?
What's up?
Why not a fork?
I was just laying on the couch and I just didn't feel like sitting up and cutting.
But I
and
feel like
stuff
that's
that.
pretty hard. Like,
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard.
but like, was it hard to rip it? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you eat
Yeah, you
steak,
have to get the incisors in there.
Steak is
put some cream
not
cheese
for
on
me.
that. I'd probably put some cream cheese on some steak. I feel like cream cheese is a big white person thing. I would imagine.
Yeah.
But that shit is
I'll admit,
fucking fire.
with the grilled cheese, that sounds like that could be good.
It was really
Cream cheese
gooey.
and bacon, egg, and cheese is the best.
Yep, that's one. People don't realize that bacon and cream cheese go together, big time. And then one last thing.
I had one thing. I saw a tweet the other day that made me laugh. And I was just wondering if you guys, anyone had a story about it or experience with it, where it was, oh yeah, do kids even get chased by dogs anymore? This generation don't go through shit. The scariest 20 seconds of my life. We're getting chased by. I mean, like, I still have such vivid memories.
What kind of
it.
dog was it?
Walking down Corbett Street in Fall River, Massachusetts, a random dog came out of a random yard. It was like a German Shepherd type deal.
Nazi dog.
I was just walking to my friend's house, and I was fucking just running through yard. Like, this really makes it sound old timey, but like.
Yeah.
Ducking under clotheslines, like, jumping over fences, just this fucking shepherd behind me. And like, I obviously in the moment I was terrified. I look back on that as like the funnest thing I've ever done in my life. And like, it does make sense that like dogs are in fucking strollers. Like dogs aren't left out.
Right.
Like when again, I sounds very old. Like my best friend growing up, his dog did not go in the house. He had a dog
He lived
house.
outside.
Dog
doghouse. Doghouse is like not. You know what the doghouse is now? It's your fucking house.
Yeah.
Like, they have their own fucking house.
Yeah, like now it's like, do you let your dog in bed? Like this dog didn't come in the house.
Lucky if he made it to the garage. You know?
I actually
Maybe.
think like it was crazy, and like there were times like then walking down Corbett Street the rest of my life, I was like
That dog.
always a little leery. Like
Yeah.
you gotta keep your wits about you. There are dogs that might eat you. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that? Like walking through your neighborhood as a kid,
A dog might
and,
eat you.
like, I don't know, a dog might eat me today. That was the kind of fear I had as like a 12-year-old dude.
I had a showdown last night with a raccoon. A raccoon that was. This had to be top 5% raccoon in the world. Biggest raccoon I've ever seen. It was nighttime, so it was all good. But
Top
he was
5%.
he was fucking. He was the size of this table. He was
What?
enormous, and he. And
It's
I
like
was-
not
I-
a raccoon.
It might not have been.
werewolf.
It could have been an alien, yeah. And I was walking and I heard it and I saw it and we like stopped and he like looked at me and he was kind of like, "What do you want to do about this?" And I was like, I was like, ran through my head because I was like, no, it's nighttime. He's fine. Like it's where the dumpster is for my renovation, so there's probably a bunch of garbage he's going through, and I was just like, peace, bro. Peace. Like I went about my business and he went about his, but like,
Yeah.
like if I don't know, he dominated me. Like that raccoon could have done whatever he wanted in that
I've
spot.
had a lot of run-ins with raccoons because where I live in the woods basically. And like you go take out the garbage at night, head on a fucking swivel.
Oh, yeah.
And you forgot to close that garbage. There's a couple of them waiting for you, but they just stare at you and you're just
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna say they're pretty friendly, right?
yeah, it's like a stare off, and then you both go your separate ways.
yeah,
That's pretty chill.
yeah.
Dude, there was first of all about Sammy, who's the dog who was left outside. Sammy, one time we came home, we were like 16, and my buddy Brennan had just gotten his license and pull into the driveway, and Sammy's banging, fucking hitting a dog. Sammy's still chained up to the tree. Doesn't let that stop him. He fucking somehow, he was like a little coon hound, I think, and he just, I don't know, like his bark just attracted some person who wanted to get fucked or some. It wasn't a person, it was a dog.
Okay, I was gonna say, let's clear up. It was another animal.
So
Mrs. Rogers is in the fucking
banging the
backyard.
neighbor. You're like, holy shit! But I remember it so clearly again, where it was like he had a Jeep Wrangler, and we had gotten out, but we're kind of like standing on the side, you know, like
Yeah.
the orange, and we're like, "That a baby Sammy, that a boy Sammy," and then they switched. And Sammy started getting fucked, and we were like, "Sammy, no!" And this is no joke. Sammy used to always stand like this. He'd be on three legs, and his other leg would always be up like this. That's not a joke. He would just keep one up like that, and I was like, "Your dog's gay." Like, dude,
Your dog likes to get fucked and has a limp wrist.
Gay dog. You'd think leaving him outside for a year would have
Toughened him up a little bit.
Yeah, beat the gay out of him.
Wow. Sammy the bisexual dog. I did not see that.
I had a gay German Shepherd.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he was gay. We all think he was gay.
I also I don't know if there was insertion on either of these. I don't know how detailed the fucking was. Maybe they were just humping. I don't know. But like they were humping and then they switched and they started humping the other way. And I was like, I didn't even know dogs could do that. I didn't know humans could do it at that point in my life. I was like, I gotta call the police. It's crazy.
Yo, that dog was an animal, bro. Absolute animal.
Animal fucking is like.
Animal fucking
Not talked
nuts,
about
man.
that.
You guys were
Lot
talking
of
about
rape-
those animal dicks.
I saw that clip. That was very funny.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
dream.
The detachable
Yeah,
dick,
that is-
the barb dick, the corkscrew dicks.
Yeah.
Makes you
Detachable.
feel real lucky, don't you? You guys always complain about human dicks. Could be a lot. It's like the
Could be
Steelers. Like Mike Tomlin. Could be a lot worse. Imagine if we had a barb dick. Every time we fuck you, we're leaving needles inside you and shit. Just be happy. It's small and it pops off quickly. That's the only problems you have. Could be a lot worse, girls.
I guess, yeah.
Dude,
and like just in the animal community, like a lot of raping.
Oh yeah,
Lot-
big
yeah.
time rapes.
But also,
almost
that's
exclusively rape.
raping as far as we know.
Yeah, you're right. Like we don't hear the consent. Maybe.
Yeah, it's like they're like I don't know, like act like humans are fucking signing waivers and shit. It's all nonverbal cues. We just don't understand the lion's nonverbal cues. I'm not gonna put rape on all lions.
I think that. Yeah, you're right.
Lions fuck a lot. Lions fuck like 20 hours a day,
Yeah,
right?
No,
No, they sleep 20 hours a day and they fuck.
the rest of the time.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's like, what was it? It was an ATI question. It's like pigs have an orgasm for 30 minutes, and I think lions have like 30 mates in a day or something.
Yeah,
But look at this. Lion, tough guy, 21 seconds.
yeah.
A lioness might mate
Like
100 times per
yeah,
day. Shout out to Lily Phillips, you know? I hate that other chick, by the way. This is how I know
Bonnie
I'm
Blue?
maturing as a man. Yeah, he already knows it. Bonnie Blue.
Was that a little
I don't like
pervert?
her either.
I said I hate that girl, and he said Bonnie Blue. She is like, she's the ultimate like, look at me, I'm a porn star. It's like, we get it.
I don't know who Bonnie Blue is.
Well, maybe not, because you just don't see anything anymore. So she's like,
I see pornography. Hang on a second. All that other stuff I'm not seeing is because I'm seeing pornography.
Oddly enough, you know what's so funny? As I say this, the one thing I have not seen Bonnie Blue do, make porn.
Have sex
on camera. This porn star will do everything except fuck on camera. I think it's readily accessible. But she's just like a porn star influencer. Like the latest thing, she went up to the cashier at Five Guys and she said, "Where are the Five Guys?" And the kid's like, what do you mean? She's like, "I'm here for the Five Guys."
He's like, no, it's just me here.
Yeah. And he ended up he tweeted like, Bonnie Blue coming up to me at the cashier was not on my bingo card. And it went viral. And then he replied being like, as a Christian, God-fearing man, like, I was able to, like, resist this, but, like, she didn't consent. You know, I didn't consent to this, blah, 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 blah.
As a Christian, God-fearing man, let me reference this unknown porn star.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he was, I don't know. His point was just, like, I was able to,
Unknown
like,
to me, I
I was
should
able
clarify.
to, you know.
but he knew who she was. So you can't really be like, I'm a Christian, God-fearing man, and I know who this person is.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good call. It's a good call. But my point being, she just makes content being a porn star. She goes up to makes people uncomfortable. She like flashes people public, all this shit where it's just like, all right, we get it, man.
Yeah, no, like straight up, like personality matters for me in porn.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a Bonnie Blue porn. She seems like she's rude to people, apparently.
That's what I mean. Adriana Chechik, very delightful girl
What a
who
gal.
happens to be an absolute savage in
Oh.
the sack. That's my kind of guy.
I'm about personality
Yeah.
first.
It's not even personality.
then
It's
I can
manners,
see your
John.
sexual
John, it's
exploits.
manners. It's manners. I want you to be a very nice, upstanding person who also puts a bunch of stuff in your ass.
Yeah.
Did you see that video of that girl? I guess there's an OnlyFans house now,
I don't know about
like a hype house. You know, it's something like those houses.
Yeah.
I think it's just for OnlyFans girls. It's something with a B. I want to say like Built House or something.
What
like
a
that.
nightmare that house is so much worse. The
The Bop House. Bro, this girl.
I've heard that phrase.
This girl walked around the Bop House. How much
Yeah,
did you
just,
make
like,
this month?
up
How
the
much
wall.
did you make this month? How much? Everyone was like million, 2 million. Like it was insane. It was just a
million,
house
the house
of
made 10 million.
millionaires. I don't know how you girls don't do it. I would have broken by now and been like, I'm gonna be.
I do feel like it's the
OnlyFans star.
only industry where people are actually like, yeah, I'm rich.
Yeah, they just own it and they say.
Like again, celebrities are all like, I don't actually make that much money.
Right. It's like I made $1 million a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's they're all very fucking.
What a nightmare it must be to live in that house.
Oh, imagine,
Can
dude.
you guys stop fucking for 2 minutes? I'm trying to get 8 hours tonight. It must be a nightmare.
Yeah.
All it is just
all the fighting and the bickering.
I don't even I'm sure that's happening as well.
Because
But like,
no, you know what? I think a lot of these girls are not like fucking. You know what I mean?
But they're at least doing like fucking video stuff, right? Like cam girl shit.
Probably.
Like, and then you're throwing a little extra fucking mayo on that. Where you're like, ah, right? I'd be like
2 episodes in a row he moaned like that. You notice that he moaned last episode.
in the headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I'm just trying to do Frankie's because Frankie's is the best. Right? Frankie's got the best fucking moans, dude. I'd come so quick with Frankie.
Forget Bonnie Blue. I got Frankie Borelli.
it's not obviously it's not a sexy moment, but God, is it fucking funny.
Yeah, it's,
So
not,
I
it's not
just-
sexy,
to
dude.
clarify,
yeah, you
like,
sound like
I actually wouldn't come that fast. One more thing that I got to run. You talking about a raccoon made me think of we got an animal story. We'll do an animal podcast. The time when I was young, and there was like a hole by our trash, and a skunk got in it, and it was like too deep for the skunk to climb out.
Okay.
So it's just sitting in this hole by the trash, and my dad's trying to figure out how to get rid of skunks. And apparently they really don't like bass. They don't like loud noises like that, right? So my dad sets up 2 speakers on either side of the hole and is just
Playing house
blasting fucking Rolling Stones for a whole day. So like at any point in the house, all you can hear is like, I can't get no. And that fucking skunk was in the hole. Like, dude, it's not that I don't want to get out of the hole. I can't get out of this fucking hole. Turn the music down and just throw a ladder. Help me. But like because you can't help a skunk because it'll spray you.
Yeah,
So like
of course.
he was like, I don't know what to do about this fucking thing. And it was just the skunk still sitting there at the end of the day, like, wow, horses. And we were all just walking around the house like, someone turn the fucking music off.
It's like in fraternities when hazing. I mean, I'm sure that everyone does this, but like at ours, like they would play Nickelback Photograph.
Yeah.
Like I think they locked them for 24 hours, and then whenever we'd play it at a party, like all the guys, like it wasn't like funny. They would like actually just be like, please stop.
Yeah, all that stuff, bullshit.
Yeah.
I did that. They did that to me.
Did they?
Still like
Yeah, it
Nickelback?
was Hell Week. It was fucking Who Let the Dogs Out. I love that song.
It's a great one.
Good song.
It's a great song.
They played it for a week straight. It wasn't 24 hours.
What?
It was 1 week. I mean, it was like, we left the room sometimes, but like it was playing in that room.
Literally never stopped?
Never stopped.
Wow.
And
Yippee-yi-yo.
and it was like, yeah, the song rocks. And we're like, oh, turn the music. And I say that because like a bunch of the other guys in the frat were like doing that. Like, oh, I can't hear it anymore. Who cares? It's a fucking song. Turn the brain off, you idiot. You just hit the switch and just sit here.
Are you doing voicemails or you gotta go?
No, I gotta run.
Okay. What time do you think my kids go to bed?
8 p.m.?
No, later.
Later. Oh, but I was thinking about a 5-year-old. I was like, I bet 5-year-olds go to bed around 8.
8:30. Yeah.
I think it was my friend, his kid. He's like, he can't come to the games. He's too young still. I was like, the game's at 7. We'll leave after. I'm going to.
No, that's different. Bedtime is one thing. Being out at like 8 or 9 o'clock, fiasco. At that age,
Really?
oh, fiasco. No one's going to enjoy it. I would never take my kid to like a night game. Some people do, but like night game at that age, it's like you might be able to stay up, but it's like you're in your pajamas on the couch, like ready to just go right upstairs. If we were out at 9 o'clock, he'd be asleep, he'd be crying, cranky, it'd be a whole fucking thing.
That's why I asked if I don't even know if we were recording at the time, but you were talking about going to the game with the kids on Monday.
Yeah, that's
And
a day
I was-
game.
I was
That's
like,
why I'm doing it.
I said it's a day game because my buddy's like, I can't take the kids out that late.
Yeah,
Like,
some people do it. It's just not for me. It's just like no one's gonna enjoy this, and we're gonna have to leave early. It's just wait for a day game.
All right.
See ya.
You guys have fun voicemails. I'm going to
Voicemails.
the doctor.
Why are you sick?
Super ill.
Yeah.
I get better as the day progresses.
Sure. The Joe Schmo Show is back. If you are older like me, you remember back in the day, the Joe Schmo Show was one of the original reality TV shows poking fun at reality TV. It was you have one guy who thinks that he is in a reality TV show when the rest is actors, and it's all fabricated to punk this one dude who thinks that he's going to be the next star who has a chance to win $100,000. This guy, he's a regular dude named Ben, and he thinks he's competing for a chance at $100K, and this show within the show makes fun of the whole reality TV show world. So if you're one of these guys who can't stand the reality show Kardashian-ified culture we're in, the Joe Schmo Show makes fun of all of this. He's surrounded by a cast of skilled improv comedians and actors, and everyone except for Ben has come together to pull off one of the best pranks, one of the best ruses in TV history. It's a social experiment that is about the hilarity of the game, the over-the-top humor. It's action-packed. It is taking pranks to a whole new height. It's on TBS, so if you are an Impractical Jokers guy, if you grew up on Punk, if you like any of those shows, the Joe Schmo Show premieres Tuesday, January 21st, 9 p.m. on TBS. The Joe Schmo Show. Tuesday, January 21st on TBS.
Yo, Fights KFC. I've been listening to some of the old podcasts, the old CCKs, and Feidelberg just saying he just doesn't have AC, which is absolute insanity. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. It's besides the point. But reminds me and my buddies in college, for 2 years, we didn't have a trash can in our house. We only had the one that you would like take to the curb. So you'd finish a burrito bowl, you'd finish a beer, we'd either just throw it on the ground or we'd walk outside
Get the
and
fuck
put it in the trash
out.
can. And we also didn't have a vacuum either. We'd have to borrow it from other people's houses whenever it was like every 6 months or so we'd vacuum.
I was going to say, you guys are vacuuming?
I guess now the
Throwing
question is, what
burritos
is
on the floor?
something Either now you don't have in your house, or something back in college where you're like, oh yeah, like we move in, realize you don't have it, then you're just like, oh, whatever.
Listen,
We'll live without it.
there is a massive difference between not having a vacuum, something that I would bet 95% of guys move into an apartment together and don't have a vacuum, versus not having a
Gotcha.
garbage can.
I mean, you could also like make anything a garbage can. Like get a bag, plastic bag, get a Trader Joe's
Hang it on the
bag or
doorknob,
something.
just throw shit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
To
pretty
just
easy.
be like, I'm done with this, like, ball up my wrapper and just like throw it on the ground. Animal.
Yeah.
Like there's something a little bit. I'm nostalgic for living like an animal a little bit. Like it was fun back in the day, just being like, we used to call it our apartment the facility. It looked like just like a detention facility. It was just like, this is not a home. This is just we live in like a like in a jail almost. You know what I mean? But it
This
was
is
great.
like
It was like our
college house?
futon was broken and there was holes in the wall and like, yeah, it was college. It was just like, this is awful. And I'm like, that's kind of fun. Just like living amongst your food and squalor is fucking insane. That's crazy. That's insane. Yeah. I wouldn't even do that at like 21, 19. You know what I mean? Like there's certain levels. It's like, yeah, we didn't like take out the garbage as much. We let the dishes build up in the sink. Like there were empty beer cans everywhere. We wouldn't just like finish food and be like,
Open food is like the number one rule.
food is
No
crazy. I
matter
mean,
what.
food's crazy.
Yeah,
You can get messy with pretty much everything else. You leave food around like that,
Yeah. That's
you get the
pretty
animals,
gross.
you get the smells. It's fucking disgusting.
I have gone 2.5 years without plates now,
Plates.
and
you use paper
I
plates?
want to see
You
how
don't use
long.
them or you literally don't have them?
I just don't have. I don't have plates.
Like if I open up like your cabinet,
there's not
nothing.
a sink. You will not find a plate.
Do you have cups?
Yeah, I have cups. Now I'm trying to see
Silverware,
how long
everything
I go
else,
without
but no
plates.
plates.
No plates.
Bowls?
Bowls. Yeah.
No plates.
No plates. One spoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was a period of time where I was like, I had a fork, knife, and spoon. Like, I
yeah.
just used that over and over again.
And
I'll be honest, trash behavior as a girl.
yeah, I know.
Despicable.
But here's the
He
thing.
does
is, like,
that, fine. You do that,
But
we got fucking plates.
it's honestly like
look at this guy.
I haven't needed a plate. Like if anything, I'll do it in a bowl, like salad.
Just put your
something
food in the bowl?
Put in food in a bowl. I'll make like something that's like.
You don't
a
have
bowl.
anybody over for dinner ever?
But like if I do, then like I've only needed bowls.
That looked like a leading question. Like,
Yeah, honestly, like that kind of made it.
Oh
sad.
no, I was
That
just,
just
you know,
made it.
You've never had anybody over for dinner?
I mean,
I
I've been
thought
there
that
for,
was I was like, do you have a dinner storage? Put
But I like have made people dinner.
it in a bowl.
Put in a bowl. I'm not. I'm.
What if it's just not a bowl?
I'm on year
what,
two.
what if it's like you make a sandwich for somebody, like you put it in a bowl? You can't do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, like that's a time when I would need a plate and I would order plates until that time comes. Like I now.
What do you
realize
eat?
how
What do
long
you
I
eat?
go.
What do you eat? What do you
I don't know,
eat?
just like
You make food or you order food?
I'll make food. It'll be
make?
like a salad or
Okay,
like some kind
salad
of
in a
bowl or
bowl.
like.
Will you make like a
okay,
chicken breast?
There are chicken breast.
Put it in a bowl.
Put in a bowl. And there has been times when I've been like, a plate would be kind of good right now. Cutting board.
I do the cutting board, and I think it's so much.
It's almost classier.
Well, yes, but it's also, to me, it's like, all right, so like I have tacos. I have like soft taco, basically a burrito, 3 nights a week, like every week, right?
Yeah.
And it's like when I put it on the plate has the edges that they kind of roll up, and I need to like get underneath it. I need it flat.
Yeah.
I need it flat so I can get to it, you know? And then it has like, I could put I could put a drink on there. I could put the silverware on there, and I can carry it all
Yeah.
like wherever I need to go. To me,
Crumbs?
and it's like
None.
and it's like don't put the plate on top of that. Like and then some of the ones I have are like bendy, so I can just kind of bend it, and some of the ones are nicer and they're like the wood ones. I am team cutting board for plates all the
Because
way.
we don't need plates.
So you
We
do,
don't
but
need
you
plates.
so you use the cutting boards.
I've needed it twice.
But
Not
so
enough
it's the
to
bowl.
like.
The bowl is what you do.
The bowl is what I do. I also don't have a coffee table. Haven't needed a coffee table.
That one is yeah. I've lived without them. They help a lot though.
They do. I mean, like it would definitely make more.
What do you eat on?
Just like lap.
Just put it on your lap. That's a little crazy.
It's not
But
like
you're alone.
Yeah.
The thing about living alone is like.
Oh my god, it kind of makes it sad, I guess, when I say.
Oh
it.
yeah, no. What you're describing is like the me post divorce, like not giving a fuck about life, being like I'm moving out of here in like a month anyway, so like I don't give a fuck. No one's looking at me. I don't give a fuck. Like except
Yeah.
you're just like a young girl who's supposed to be like in the prime of her life.
Oh, hey, let me cook. Like not
literally, because you don't have
literally,
plates.
but like, I guess like, I feel like this year I'm gonna start needing a plate. But until I need a plate, like I don't deserve a plate.
Your love story is gonna be like, you're the one I got plates for.
Yeah.
He made me get plates.
It's like what?
Find your guy who gets you plates. Yeah.
But like, what would I need? What would I really need to
I'm
make?
a big fan of just like utility. Like it's just like I don't know. Put it on what you need to put it on. Eat what you need to eat.
Yeah.
Like
Whatever you cook that shit in, if you cook it in.
yeah, eat it in the pan. I don't know.
Yeah.
Eat the fucking mac and cheese right out of the pot.
Tinfoil.
Like,
Eat it
done,
out of tinfoil.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Oh, I do
I'm
that.
trashing it.
Whatever I cook out of, that's what I'm eating out of. Yeah. Like add it straight out of the air fryer. We have to.
I mean it's just as it's the same thing as you.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Because you have the bowl.
Because I have the bowl and the one spoon and the fork.
The fact that Jackie is like
Forks.
I have the spoon.
It's so
Capital
sad.
S. Like it's
And I have to,
the
like,
spoon.
Yeah. And I'm so pissed when my spoon's dirty. I'm like, God fucking damn it.
When you're what?
When my spoon's dirty, and I'm like, fucking.
Yeah, you need
gotta
at
wash
least
that shit
to
now.
have two so you can rotate. You know.
Yeah, but like I always
But
have my
even
dishes.
that, like,
I
I'll
always have
just
my dishes
grab a
done.
spoon out of the dishwasher, and it's like I'm just gonna use this one again.
Never makes
Even if it hasn't run
That's
yet,
gross.
anyway.
That's gross. I always and I don't have a dishwasher. I just always make sure that my dishes are clean my spoon is ready to
You
go.
wash
the next
you
day.
wash the dish. You wash the spoon every time.
I wash the spoon every time.
Just give it
And
a quick like run under the wind, under the water. You're done. You're good.
it's called class, guys.
Oh, you got
guys
all
don't
of
know
it.
about it.
You got all of it. All right, that's it for today's episode. Thursday, we've got Francis on the show. We had Marty Mush last week, Francis this week. Every Thursday episode is going to be with one of your favorite Barstool personalities. It's an idea that we've kicked around a bunch of times, and we kind of do it, and then we fall off. We do it, we fall off. We're going to try to stick to the schedule. Thursday episodes, it's not going to be like these last with Marty and Francis were kind of like an interview because we were talking about Survivor and things that were specifically going on with them. Going forward, it's just going to be episodes of KFC Radio with a fourth host from Barstool. So every Thursday you can count on one of the Barstool New York personalities or whoever's in town hopping on the mics with us. Anybody that you want to see, reach out to us, let us know, tag us, tweet us, post, and we will get the most requested people in on the show. So we'll see you on Thursday with Francis. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.